It's all right. There we go. All right, time to mute myself because if I hear myself while I'm talking, I'm gonna probably lose it. Hello, hello, everybody. Oh no, Noah, that's so sad. Well, I wish you luck on the reclaim. Kuromi, hello. Akira, hello. Tyler, hello. I am doing good, thank you, Tyler. How are you? Hi, Kira, welcome. I hope you're doing well. I couldn't get it within the time. Oh no, that's so sad. Oh, well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed you are able to get lucky and get the reclaim, hopefully pretty swiftly as well. That would be awesome. All right, but today, you guys know the drill. I was talking about it, but today we are going to be rating Gen 2 Pokemon Shinies, all right? So I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. Hi, BN. Welcome. Found a shiny Murkrow. Let's go, Jordan. That's amazing. I'm glad I'm still awake and could catch the stream. I'm glad that you're able to as well. Eye in the sky. It was a little bit later today, but it just ended up being that I was very busy earlier. So, you know, that's okay. We're making it work. Time to judge. I was going to say, yes, it is time. So my typical disclaimers for this kind of thing is obviously I am just rating my personal opinion on shiny Pokemon from each generation. This doesn't mean that I don't like the Pokemon. This doesn't mean that I hate your favorite Pokemon. It's nothing like that. I am simply looking at the Pokemon and rating them based off of my own opinions. That's literally what we're doing here today. I hope you guys are in for a fun one. I really love a lot of the shinies from Gen 2, so there's probably going to be a lot of S and A tiers with this one, but we shall see how we go. I spent a bit of time playing Resident Evil 4, playing Minecraft, and watching The Greatest Showman. Oh, that sounds awesome, Noah. I've gotten shiny Poipole and shiny Magnetal from GTS Pokemon Home Trade. Nice, that's awesome. Doing pretty good. Just got 2 shinies back to back, and that was Heracross. Congratulations, Tyler. That's awesome. Hi, Steven. I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you? What's your 3 top movies, Buttercup? Mine are Beetlejuice, The Greatest Showman, and The Outsiders. Ooh, nice. Hard to say my top 3, but I really enjoy Stand By Me. I really enjoy the first Pokemon movie. Oh gosh, but to pick another one, that's kind of hard. All S tier, very understandable, BN. I understand why you would be saying that as well. Gen 2 has so many good ones. I expect a lot of high tiers. Yeah, I was going to say, definitely get ready to expect that because honestly, there's a lot of shinies here that I love. So as you guys know, I'm not going to be rating other forms of Pokemon. So I'm not going to be doing like Hisway and Typhlosion, which actually reminds me these two are around the wrong way. So I'm not going to be rating Hiswayan Pokemon like variants, Alolan variants, that type of thing. I'm not going to be doing Megas or anything like that. So that's just kind of what we're going with today. Hi, Misfit. Yeah, good to see you. We did do Gen 1 a little while ago, and I was meant to do Gen 2 a bit sooner, but I just ended up being like super tired, and I was like, you know what? Today's the day we get it done. Currently doing some Blissey raids because round 2 of the Primarina, the Unrivaled event kicked off. I saw that. Good luck, Jordan. I hope you get some good Primarinas. I'm alright, probably either at a close 3,000 resets on Halusha. Oh, you got it though, Steven. Dylan, hello. I have a stomach ache and that's making me go crazy and I can't sleep even though I have school in a few hours. Oh no, Dylan, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope your tummy ache starts to feel better soon. At least it's nice to see you in a stream. Jump left, but to be fair, it's mostly because of the spring colors. Very valid. Dawn, hey Buttercup, I'm about to go back to work, but I'll finish in an hour. I expect some good shinies on S tier. Yeah, Dawn, I was going to say, we've got some really good shinies in this lineup, so I'm very excited to get into it. You're going to do Megas? I will probably do Megas in their own tier list, if I'm being honest, but we'll just see how we go. Of course, Dylan. All right, without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I feel like this is going to be a hard start, starting with the Chikorita line. Obviously, our starters, people are always going to feel a type of way about that. But just going off of the shiny, I actually really do like shiny Chikorita. Now, I think for me, this is one of those grass Pokemon where it takes on that autumnal color palette, and I actually think the shiny looks really, really good. I mean, if anything, you know, I would say I would like them to really stick it with that theme. Obviously, you guys know back in Gen 2, the shinies were generated by a computer, so, you know, it wasn't a man-made sitting down, designing the shinies, so that, you know, I keep that in mind too with this, that obviously, you know, if they were to redo them, would they have gone with this palette from the beginning? Who knows? But for me, I feel like Chikorita actually takes it to an A tier. I think, if anything, I would like it to be maybe a little bit more saturated and really commit to the autumn theme, and then that would take it to the S tier for me. But I'm very happy to have Chikorita in an A tier. I think it's quite cute, and I like it. I like the colors. I think they play off each other pretty well. More about getting some of the candies and the terror shards via these Blissey raids. No, that's fair then, Jordan. I have to wake up at 5. Oh, no, I get some sleep. Chikorita is A tier to me. Yeah, well, Steven, you and I, great minds think alike because I'm thinking A for Chikorita as well. I got a shiny Chikorita on stream and uploading the video. That's awesome, Moshi. Very cool. Hi, Gooba. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. My cat, hi. Thank you so much for the $5. Yo, what's up, butter? It's way too late in the States. Hope you have a hard time finding the next shiny so I can watch it. Oh, that's funny, my cat. I appreciate that. And hey, awesome. Awesome to get to hear from you this stream. I'll be keeping up the VOD anyway, so you want to check this out. But I mean, I'm not going to lie. We're at 5,050 for Registeel, so it's probably going to take a little while before we get those sparkles. I look forward to hopefully catching you in one of those streams though, where we do get the sparkles, my cat. Great to see you. Well, I'm going to go see you another time, Buttercup. No stress, Noah. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day and have fun with all the games, all right? But no, thank you again, my cat. I appreciate that a lot. All right, now moving along to Chikorita's Evolution Bayleaf. Now, this might be controversial. I don't know where you guys stand with this, but for me, Bayleaf doesn't hit as hard, in my opinion, as Chikorita's shiny. I think it's because the green is yellow toned and then the body gets like that pink kind of fleshy color. And for some reason, it's just not my favorite color palette for a shiny. And I think I would have once again preferred if they kind of did what they did with Chikorita, where the grass kind of went more of like that orangey color. I think that would have looked really nice. Instead, I feel like they flipped the body color and the leaf color. And for some reason for me, this just doesn't work as well. I don't know. And I'm torn because I don't know if I would put it in a B or a C tier. I'm really struggling because I think it'd be high C but low B. So I think for now, I'm going to put it in a C tier for the shiny. I don't hate it. I don't think it's the worst, but I just think compared to Chikorita, I like this play on the colors a lot more. I think my stomach ache is going down, but it's really still hurting. Oh, I'm sorry, Dylan. I hope it settles quickly for you soon. I just hopped in bed. Hopefully I can get the last whole stream while listening to Buttercup's soothing voice. Oh, thank you, Joey. I appreciate that. We'll get comfy in bed and hopefully the stream won't annoy you too much with my opinions, but great to see you. Chikorita kind of falls off in shiny colors after the evolution. Yeah, I kind of feel that myself as well. Chikorita is only good one from that line. I think it's definitely carrying for that line for sure. At least that's my opinion. Contender of Eggs, hello. I just arrived home from school and I saw that you were streaming. I actually yelled yes out loud. How's your day going? Oh, that's awesome, Eggs. Well, it's great to see you. I hope school was amazing. And yeah, my day's going really good. Thank you. So do you do soft resets for shiny Poipole and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon? Yes. That's what I was doing when I was hunting it back in the day. Snowy Town, hello. Please give Cyndaquil some love, please. You'll see Snowy Town. I'll get into Cyndaquil. We're very close, but I appreciate the Cyndaquil love. All right, now Meganium. Now Meganium I actually like a little bit more than Bayleaf, but I don't like as much as Chikorita. So for me, this kind of sits in the middle. Like, I know it's not a big change, but I don't hate it. Like, I really don't. Like, obviously, I think they could have done a bit more for this, which is why it's, you know, kind of sitting in the middle. Like, I don't think it's the worst. I think it's a little bit better. The colors complement it a little bit better, although it is on the more subtle side. Like, I definitely know it's a shiny when I see it, but you know, you know, when you get a shiny, you kind of want to be like, wow, like this is different, you know? So for me, it kind of sits in B. Now, Cyndaquil, the Cyndaquil line of shinies. Now, fun fact for you guys, I didn't get Pokemon Go when it first came out. My phone actually couldn't run it. But the first 2 com days that I played on Pokemon Go were Beldum and the Cyndaquil com day. And I remember I didn't know that about what com days were really. And I remember playing it on accident and finding a shiny Cyndaquil. And I was so excited. So if I'm being honest, I actually really like this line of shinies. I know that it's probably not what a lot of people wanted to see for these guys, but they're all kind of the same color palette. I think the only missed opportunity here with these shinies would be, you know, maybe changing the flames slightly. I think maybe that could have been cool, you know, do a little something with the flames. But I actually like these shinies. I'm not gonna lie. I'm torn as to whether I want to put them in A or B because I actually really enjoy the color palette personally. I know in Gen 1 I said there was a lot of dustier looking shinies that I don't really like, but for some reason to me, this line doesn't look dusty. It looks more pastel. At least that's the way that I see it. So, you know, I know this might be a controversial take again, but I think the whole line, Cyndaquil, Quilava, Anti-Flosion, I kind of give them an A. I like the shinies. I'm going to be honest. I think it works really well for the design. Like I said, if anything, you can maybe flip it and go like for a really solid like blue flame look and do what a lot of fire shinies do. But I like this. I hope this isn't as controversial as the last one. I know, Nathan. It's always so hard, but this is what I'm going for. Well, this is different. She says she puts Pikachu in S tier. I've said my reasons on Pikachu. I love it. I don't know why. I've got to go. I'm so sorry. And if you're streaming in around 2 hours, I return. Oh, good eggs. I'm not sure how long the stream will go. Pretty much however long it takes us to get through the tier list. But it was good to get to see you regardless. The Gen 2 Magenta Flames were amazing. Oh, I agree, Joey. If we were rating it for that, definitely be even higher. Oh, hi, Mark. Hi, I really enjoy your videos, especially your compilation videos, as they help with the pain and that is shiny hunting. Have you by any chance been watching the new Pokemon Horizons anime? Hi, Mark. Lovely to have you in the stream. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I have not watched Horizons, but oh my gosh, I need to. It is on my list. I will eventually watch it and catch up, but I've been seeing like little snippets on the shorts and stuff like that of clips, and I'm like, I need to watch it so bad. But welcome to the stream. AT, you're thinking that too? All right. I like this. So did you find the shiny Poipole during the hunt? No, I ended up putting that hunt down, but it is one that I was still working on to this day. I've sat it down for a while though. Totodile's entire line should be S. I was gonna say I'm excited to talk about Totodile because I think for me this has the strongest shiny of all of the Gen 2 starters. So for me, I really love the color palette. I like how this, how we get this really nice blue here. I don't know how to even describe that. To me, it's almost like a sapphire blue, maybe cobalt. I don't know if it's quite that dark, but the body gets like a little bit of like an aqua green tint to it. I think all three of these, it's the same pretty much as Cyndaquil, the line where the shiny color palette carries on through all of the designs. So for me, I think it's only right to put Totodile, Croconaw, and Feraligatr all in S tier. I think that they all look amazing. I think they did a really good job with these shinies. And honestly, I would love to go back and actually hunt them because I think they'd probably be my first pick, if I'm being honest, in terms of which Gen 2 shiny starter I would want to go for. When am I doing the Poipole hunt? Oh, I have no idea. I'd have to figure out how to record my DS, which might be a little bit of time away. It's directly found under my videos section on my YouTube channel page. Nice, Justin. Hi. Speaking of which, I saw that we're going to be getting Dot's Quaxley to commemorate the battle between Dot and Iona in Horizons on May 19th. I did see that as well, Jordan, which is really exciting. The blue spikes on Totodile Chef's Kiss. It is amazing. It is amazing. And Shiny Moshi, you agree with me on the Totodile? I'm glad. I think we're having a strong start, but I know that in here we're going to have a couple takes that are going to be maybe a little controversial, but we'll get there. Yeah, it does feel tropical, Goober. I agree. It has something about it that's just fresh and I love it. And the color is so nice. Now, getting into Sentret and Furret. Okay, now I'm actually going to start with Furret because I actually prefer shiny Furret personally. I think it looks really good. I consider this to be a pink shiny. It's obviously not like, your Mareep and that sort of thing, but I really like shiny Furret and I would put it in an S tier. I think it's really cute. I love the color palette. I need to hunt this Pokemon. Like, we now have it in the DLC in Scarlet and Violet. I believe I could technically have hunted it in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, so I have yet to go back and do that. But I really, really like this shiny. I think it's super, super nice. Well, I forgot to get Dot's Quaxley. I'm glad I was reminded. I'm glad you were too. For Sentret is A tier and Furret is S. You guys are pretty much on the money with me so far with this because I think for me, I like the Golden Sentret. But I just think it hits a little bit, not as hard, I think, as Furret does. So I'm giving it an A as well. I like it. It's a bold change. It looks pretty good. I think maybe, if anything, I would have liked to see this brown maybe turn to like a really, really dark brown. And maybe that's what would do this for me and make it just like, S tier. But something about it and Furret, I mean, I like them. I think they're really good shinies. So I'm happy with that. Yes, it's pink. By the way, do you have any estimated time for tomorrow's stream? Not yet at the moment, Kira. I'm assuming for my time, it'll probably be around 9 or 10 a.m. is probably when I'll start the stream. That's what I'm thinking at the moment, but it might change a little bit, but probably around then is when it'll start. Or an S tier for the meme. The meme is amazing. All right, I'm going to continue shiny hunting Marini on Route 9. Currently at 2,603 encounters. Going to use this stream as my background video. Might do your 2023 compilation next one once the stream is over. I'll take that, Mark. Well, I appreciate that. And hopefully we'll be able to bring you some good luck on the Marini. All right, now Hoot Hoot and Noctowl. Ooh, okay. Now, for me, I think Hoot Hoot is pretty solid. I actually really like how bold the yellow is on this shiny. I think it looks really gold. Like I think for me, actually, looking at Sentret, I'd say that's like a more gold. And I feel like Hoot Hoot to me is like a just true yellow shiny. I really, really do like it. I think the one thing for me is I don't know if I would have liked a little bit more separation between the body and the eyes. I think what would have been cool is if the eyes had have maybe changed color to something else. But I think I do quite like the shiny for this one. I mean it's up there for me. And I remember I actually got, I think it was 2020, they did a Pokemon Go New Year's costume where it had like the hat and everything. And I remember getting it and thinking, wow, that actually looks really, really good. So I think for me, Hoothoot is going to go A tier as well. I really like the shiny, which I'm not usually like overly fussed on a lot of yellow shinies. I say that, but then some of my favorite shinies are like Arceus and Lucario and that, so I can't even really be saying that. But I think this one that looks super, super good, Hoothoot, is amazing. Shiny Noctowl, yes, it's time for Shiny Noctowl. Now for me, I think it looks good, but I don't think I like it as much as I like Hoothoot. I'm sorry if this is going to upset people. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's horrible, and I like that it changes, but I think as weird as it is, I wanted to see like a really big like palette change for Noctowl. I don't know why in my brain I thought that would have looked really cool. So for me, Noctowl, like I think it sits comfortably at a B. I like the change. I don't hate it. I think it's pretty good, but I think there could definitely be, there's something better for Noctowl, you know, for the shiny. And that's just what I think. I mean, I know that not everyone's going to agree with that, but that's just what I feel. Might be A. For me, Noctowl would probably be a high A or a low S. No, that's fair. That's fair. Usually streams are super late where I am, so I can't catch them. But today, so you were live the minute I woke up. Hey, I'll take that. I'm glad that the timing worked out for you then, Goober. Riley, hi! My favorite PokeTuber, shame after 10 streams you didn't get the Registeel. Not yet, Riley, but we're definitely working on it. That's so sweet, by the way. Thank you, and welcome to the stream. And hi, Alex. Welcome to the stream as well. Noctowl is S tier because of, yeah, Ash did have the shiny Noctowl, right, in the anime, so that is true. But I just think looking at it, like for me, I put it in a B. It wouldn't go lower than a B, and I would say it sits at a high B for me, but just not quite at the same level as Hoothoot for me personally. Now we have Ledibird and Ledian. Okay. These are kind of like have done what some of the other shinies, a lot of Gen 1 shinies I think do, where they kind of get like, not quite desaturation, but kind of like a yellowing. Like I feel like these shinies are just kind of like, they have the sepia filter slapped on them. And I think I'm a little upset that with the Ladybug theme, we didn't get like a complete flip on the colors. I feel like Ladybird and Ledian could have gone to like a, I don't know, they could have had a crazy flip, you know what I mean? Like with the red color on it. And I think that could have looked really, really good. So in terms of these two for me, I think it's hard because I feel almost wrong putting them in a C tier. But because I like the designs of the Pokemon themselves that much, but I think I just wanted more for these shinies. So I think for Ledibird, it's going to be C, and then Ledian I think also goes a C because they're very similar in the way that they change. So for me, I think that's where I'm going to keep them. Like they're definitely not horrible, but I think that there's definitely a color palette out there that would just make these guys pop, you know? Ledibird line is B or a C. Yeah, I was contemplating a B for Ledibird specifically because Ledian, I feel like there's so much more that could be done with that for sure. Like we have the wings on the outside, you know, the eye has a better opportunity of switching colors in that. So for me, that's kind of where I would sit them. C for you as well, BN. All right. I'm glad I'm not alone on that one. Not gonna lie, I forgot Ledian, the Ledibird line existed. It kind of is a little bit like that. Like I have a little bit of a soft spot for these Pokemon because I like ladybugs a lot, but just the shinies, guys. Like I feel like the shinies could have been a little bit more. I love blue shiny, so I agree with the S tier. Totodile line, by the way, joining late. Just glad to be here. Of course, Riley. And that's a great take. The Totodile line is amazing. Froat is my favorite Pokemon. Oh, that's awesome, Nicholas. Well, it has a fantastic shiny, so good choice. Now we have Spinarak and Ariados. Now, weirdly, you guys might remember pretty recently, I think it was last October, I actually went for Ariados, and actually seeing it in Scarlet and Violet, I didn't realize how nice the shiny looked. And it changed my mind completely. Like I kind of just didn't even think about Ariados as shiny at all. But I think it's actually really, really nice. I'm going to put Ariados specifically in B. I don't think it's horrible. I think it's actually quite good. I mean, I'm almost tempted to put it in an A, if I'm being honest. Like, yeah, I mean, looking at it, it feels wrong. It feels wrong to put it in a B because I remember seeing it and I was actually blown away by the colors. And, you know, I think this, like on my monitor right now, it's not doing it full justice. But from what I remember, I was blown away for it. So I think for me, it's going to go A. Spinarak though, easy S tier. I mean, it's a great blue shiny. It makes me love Spinarak. It is such a cool shiny. The blue is awesome on it. I love how like the legs kind of soften to a bit of a pink. It just, for me, this works really, really well. Yeah, Spinarak is really good. Their shinies are nice. They did a great job with the shinies, you know. I think especially Spinarak was just a massive, massive upgrade. Like, it went from a Pokemon that was a cool design, but I think kind of got forgotten about. But now with this, I'm like, come on, like, that shiny makes you want to hunt a Spinarak. Like, this would make me want to put a Spinarak on my team, you know? Alrighty, but now we have Crobat. Crobat is actually pretty cool because I remember in one of my playthroughs of, I think it was Ultra Moon, on the DS, I found a Golbat randomly in a cave when I wasn't even hunting. It was just in my playthrough. And I was like, oh, you know, like, it's all right. Like, I don't hate the shiny, but I want to evolve it. I want to see what the evolution looks like. And I remember seeing Crobat, and I like this shiny. I think that like the pinky magenta color complements the lime green on the wings weirdly well to me. I don't know what it is about like those two colors together. I know that people are going to feel you're either going to like it or you're not. And for some reason for me, I really like Crobat shiny. I think it's awesome. I also, when I was hunting the Alpha Lucario, was keeping an eye out for Crobat as well because eventually that's another shiny I would like to go for. So for me, Crobat goes an A. I really, really like it. Of course, you know, the obvious change here would be like, imagine it's black with like red wings or something. Like that would be super, super cool. But for what it is, I actually really like Crobat shiny. I don't know why. I think it looks really, really good. Don't like, not a big fan of Crobat? No, that's fair. Spinarak is a little cutie and I love the little design on it. I think it's really nice. Now we have Chinchou and Lantern. Now, Chinchou I like. I don't hate Chinchou at all. I need to do the shiny hunt actually because I feel weirdly nostalgic for this Pokemon. I don't know what it is about it, but I've always felt a bit of a nostalgic tie to Chinchou. So for me, I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad. I think it gets a solid B tier. I think, you know, the yellow goes to a lime green. That's good enough for me. Like I don't hate it at all. Obviously, I think they could do more, but it doesn't, you know, I don't hate it at all. And then we have, Lantern. Now, Lantern turns more purple, which I like. I like that they did more purple. I think for me, it probably goes B as well, but I think it's like more on the lower end of B. I think maybe it would have been cool. I guess, you know, it depends if you like purple and green, but maybe that could have worked well to kind of keep with the green that Chinchou got. But for me, that's kind of where I sit. I kind of sit with those two. I think B is solid. I like the purple. We don't have a lot of purple shinies. Like, I think purple and pink, you got to be careful how you not careful how you characterize them, but you know, sometimes we'll get purple ones and we'll call them pink and this and that. But to me, this is like a true purple shiny, you know? I love Crobat in general, and pink and green are my two favorite colors. Hey, that's a solid combination though. Just transferred a Klefki to my Pokemon home because I kind of forgot that I needed Klefki for Legends ZA. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yes, Crobat. We got to do Crobat in there. Zubat and Golbat are good, but Crobat fell off in my opinion. See, for me, I think I like Crobat more than Zubat and Golbat, but that's just me. Funny you say that because I found the shiny Chinchou and shiny Horsea randomly in Canyon Biome when I was looking for a Squirtle. Oh, really? No way. Well, there you go. Ooh, now we have our baby Pokemon. Okay, these are going to be... Kira, I just read that. Oh my gosh. Yep, you better not put Pichu in S. Well, I will say I don't believe Pichu belongs in S tier. It doesn't have the same nostalgia factor to me for some reason as shiny Pikachu. So I'm not going to put Pichu in S tier. I'm not even going to put Pichu in A tier. All right, because I think I like Pichu a lot. And this is where I get a little bit blinded between really liking the Pokemon and then separating it from the shiny. I mean, as much as I love Pichu, this feels so wrong to do, but... Oh, no, that's definitely not the right Pokemon. Oh, no, where did I pull Politoed from? All right, well, we'll just set that there for now. Pichu, it doesn't have the same effect to me as shiny Pikachu. I think Pichu, like, you know what? If they had made Pichu turn more of that orangey color like Pikachu and then make the cheek, like the cheeks maybe really pale pink, I think that would have bumped it up a lot for me. Like, not even go crazy with changing the shiny, but just... You know, it needs a lot more for me. And I know that's going to sound super controversial, like compared to what I said about Pikachu, but this is my tier list and going off of my feelings, my experiences and everything. I think they could do more with Pichu, sadly. It doesn't belong in S tier, it belongs in S+. Exactly, Steven, exactly. But Clefairy's a lot better for the baby Pokemon. I think it's one of the better shiny Pokemon. In my opinion, I love how the little, what would you call these? Like the little ears, the little horns. I don't know what these technically are on Clefairy, but I really like this shiny combination. It's another one of those like pinky, you know, kind of green combinations. Obviously, it's more pink than purple, but I think for me, Clefairy goes in A tier. I really like shiny Clefairy. I think it's one of my favorite shiny baby Pokemon. I think it's really cute, so that's what I'm gonna go with. That's just what I'm feeling. Based, I'll take it, BN, I'll take it. Oppressor, hello, 3 a.m, no way, good to see you. If you get tired, please go back to sleep, but it's awesome to see you in the stream. Yeah, they kind of look like horns to me, don't they? I feel that. I think they are meant to be ears, but I think just having them blocked off in a different color kind of gives them the look that they're not. So either way, I think it provides us with a good shiny here. However, Igglybuff, okay? This is another Pokemon I actually randomly found in my copy of Ultra Moon. I was hatching eggs for Shiny Pachirisu back before I was doing videos, and I went in the grass, and if I had not have had the sound on, I would have missed the sparkles for this shiny, and I would have ran, and I never would have found it. Igglybuff is nostalgic for me just because of the fact that I found one in the grass randomly. However, the shiny on Igglybuff, guys, like it's the same as Pichu, but worse. I think it's probably one of the most subtle shinies out there, which is really sad because I love Igglybuff's design so much. I have Igglybuff plushies, but the shiny just, I don't know. You know, we could have even kept the body pink, but just change the eyes. Just change the eyes. That's all they could have done, and that would have bumped it up so much. But just, you know, as it is, it's too subtle, and I feel like, you know, in the wild, especially in Scarlet and Violet, there'd be no way of me finding that as a shiny. I would not be able to tell. They look like ones to you too? Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone on that. Cool Gamer, hello! How's the Registeel hunt going? Umbreon is my favorite for the Gen 2 shinies. That is a very solid pick, Cool Gamer. And Registeel's going good. We're at 5,050 checks on that, but taking a break from it today to do the tier list, which is actually turning out to be really, really fun. I like doing these with you guys. It's kind of fun. And you hate Igglybuff? Oh no, I can't even tell if Igglybuff is shiny or not. I know, you wouldn't have even been able to tell that this was here, right? So that's, you know, it is what it is. But Togepi does change a lot more, which is nice. I appreciate that this one looks different. It kind of catches a little bit of a suntan. I mean, I think for this one, I don't hate it. Like I give it a C. I love Togepi so much. You know what I wanted? I wanted the blue to turn like the blue and the red to turn like the color that Shiny Latios and Shiny Latias turn. I want them to do that and then have the body change like that, and that would bring it up to like S tier for me. I thought that would have been really, really cool to see, but yeah, sadly, I only have to give that one a C just because I like that it changes a bit more. It's much more noticeable, at least in comparison to its other baby, you know, counterparts. But for me, I think C. Oh, hello, Gamer Plays. Lovely to see you. Welcome. And C is for cute. Like, it's still cute, but it's just, it needs a bit more, I think, for the shiny. Now we have Togetic. Now, Togetic, oh, this hurts because I love Togetic so much, but it's going to go in D for me as well. Like, you can tell that it's shiny a bit more, I think, than Igglybuff at least. However, I wish once again, you know, you could have kept the body the color that it was, but changed these, you know, blue and red to different colors, and I think it would have looked really good, but it just wasn't enough, you know, which is so sad because it's such a cute Pokemon. But sadly for the shiny, I have to put Togetic in D, which is very upsetting to even say, but yeah. The colors on Togepi's triangles are reversed, but it's not easy to tell. Is it? See, I can understand reversing, that's okay, but it's so subtle, you know, that I think for me, I would have liked them to just switch up the colors entirely. If I'm being honest, if I'm being fussy about it. Togepi line could have been so much better. In terms of the shiny, for sure. Or they could have made the red and the blue triangles a bit more vibrant. I agree. Yeah, make them pop a bit more, you know. Give them a bit of something. But otherwise, to me, like if I just had my brightness on low, I wouldn't be able to really tell, you know. So that's where I kind of stand with that one. Now we have Natu and Xatu. Okay, it's kind of interesting because I feel like with a lot of the evolution lines in Gen 2, the shinies kind of look similar for each stage. Like, obviously, we're going to see a couple different examples of that, but like Cyndaquil's kind of like that. The Ladybug line is kind of like that. Totodile is kind of like that. Like, the shiny colorway kind of carries throughout the line. And I think this is another similar one. I really like Natu and Zatu's designs. I think they're really, really cool Pokemon, especially because of like Mystery Dungeon. If you guys have ever played, you have like, you know, the Zatu tent, which was really, really cool. And I just think the design, the inspiration for these Pokemon is very cool. However, I think the shiny for me is lacking. It's not D tier. It changes enough for me to notice the shiny. However, I feel like it's such a cool design that they could have really gone wild with the colors. And like I said, I know that the colors weren't designed by people for the shinies. I know that this is just what was generated from the computer, but for me, I gotta put them in C. Like, I want more. I want more for these shinies. I just think it's got that sepia effect that a lot of these early gen shiny Pokemon tend to have, which is really upsetting. It's like when you have too many like yellows and reds and that sort of thing, it tends to just tone it down, which is really, really sad, unfortunately. The blue ones are red and the red ones are blue. It's the same for the whole line. Oh, okay. Is that how they did it? They switched it that way. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea. I like the idea of it. Just wish it was a bit more vibrant or something, you know, that would have been enough. Saying hello, Aridos not S is criminal. I was going to say I was contemplating putting it at S, but something about it was just like, oh, I know. It's hard because then I think to myself with it, hey, I'm not giving it an S, but what do I need to change about it that would make it an S? And I think that's where I'm struggling with some of these ratings because I'm like, you know, well, if I'm going to put it in this tier, what would I change to make it reach that tier? And that's hard because Ariados, I don't know what it is that I would change. I don't know what it is that it would need for me to get there. Like I said, it's a very high A tier, but I don't know. Reaper line is so cotton candy coated. It definitely is Eye in the Sky. Yeah, I was going to say, you guys already know. Pink shinies are Buttercup's favorite, okay? I love pink. Pink is my favorite. And listen, just looking at this thing, it's the most beautiful shade of pink. It's gorgeous. I mean, it would be literally a crime to put it in anything other than S for sheep. It is so cute. Now, in terms of Fluffy, I actually do like Fluffy shiny, although it is the most subtle of its line. I like how the little ball orb on the end of its tail turns to that like teal kind of color. I think it's actually really nice. So I know that this is once again overall pretty subtle, but it's just, this is an example of you can just do one little change and it'll be enough to bump this up a lot for me. So I think personally as a pink lover, and even though this is subtle, I like it a lot. I'm putting it in A tier. I'm putting it in A tier because for me, I really like the green that they used on the orb. And for me, that's enough. I'm happy with that, honestly. Like, that's just what I'm going to take. Mareep is the easiest S tier. I absolutely agree. I mean, we got some very solid shinies in this generation, so they made it easy for the most part. Like, I don't think we're going to have very many low tier ratings, you know, overall on this one. I think mostly it's going to be between S and B. I think C might be, you know, average, but I don't think we're going to have very many D shinies for this. Mareep is a minimum. Ampharos cannot be any lower than an S. I was going to say we're about to do Ampharos. Fluffy is the only bad one. It's definitely like the most boring in comparison to the others, but I got to say I think Ampharos as well. Got to go S. It's pink. It's adorable. I love it. They did amazing with it. Someone I hate terminated a close friend of mine and I just found out now and I'm really sorry. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Galaxy Mations. That's really, really sad. Well, just know I'm sending all my positive thoughts to you and everyone at the moment that's around you that's dealing with that. I hope that you're okay. I'm sorry to hear that, Galaxy. I'm reaping every game that it's available in. Oh, absolutely. I would too. I think it's a perfect shiny, honestly. Gen 2 was cooking. They did really well with a lot of the shinies on here. We got some of the best ones. Mudkips, hello. Lovely to see you. Welcome. You should just have a tier for just pink. I should. We should just make an extra tier called P tier and it's just all the pink shinies. Ooh, this is a fun one. Blossom. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, we're on a streak now for amazing shinies. I mean, we've already been eating pretty good, but for me, Blossom is one of my favorite shinies of this generation. It gets an easy S tier. I was even contemplating hunting a Blossom to put it in my team permanently because I just think it looks fantastic. It's a shiny I'll never get sick of looking at. I wish they would do like a full art, like Blossom, like trainer gallery or something like that. I think it would just look so, so good. Next 3 S tier. We've got a lot of really solid ones coming up here, so I'm pumped about it. Blossom is A tier. A tier is valid. A tier is valid. For me, it gets S. I just think it looks perfect. Like, to me, it's great. Blossom is one of my big faves. Again, the green and the pink. The green and the pink works so well on this one, hey. It's so nice. And now getting into, Meryl and Azumarill. Okay. I think I've mentioned this about this particular color, but you guys know, I mean, if you've been with the channel for a while, you guys might know I used to be really into collecting Tamagotchis. And there's a Japanese Tamagotchi that's the color of the shell is melon soda. And it's like this, it's very similar to the color of Shiny Meryl. And it's such a beautiful color. I love this color a lot. I think it's really, really nice. And I think on Meryl, it is literally the perfect color for the shiny. I think it's 10 out of 10. Could not improve it. For me, Meryl goes S tier. I think it looks really, really nice. And you know what, actually, now that I'm looking at them next to each other, Blossom and Meryl kind of have the same face. Is that just me? I kind of feel like Blossom and Meryl kind of have the same face, which is a little bit funny. I wish the bright green was orange on Blossom. Oh, an orange? That would be interesting. The purple and the orange would play off each other nicely. Natu and Xatu and Blossom are underrated shinies. Valid. I love Natu and Xatu, but I think just for me, the shinies, I want a little bit more. Meryl looks radioactive, but in a good way. I absolutely agree. I'm sick of seeing shiny Meryl, but it has a good shiny. No, that's fair, Akira. They do have the same face, right? They almost look exactly the same with the face. It's just Meryl's eyes are a bit further apart. I don't know. That's kind of funny now that I see them together. Togetic best shiny for real, for real. Oh, it's so sad. I love Togetic, but the shiny really got, you know, it really got sucker punched, if you will. They're both funny guys. They are funny guys. And now we have Azumarill, which, you know, I really like the shiny. The gold is super clean. I didn't expect Azumarill to be gold. Like, I don't know what I was expecting for the shiny. I thought it was going to carry on the same color as Meryl in that. But I really like the gold. I think it's super nice. Once again, it's a solid shiny. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I like it. I think that's one of these ones where it's, I'm just like, you know what? I don't think I could see any improvement on it. I think it looks really good as it is. And I'm going to have to go S tier for that one. Those last four in S have the same eyes. They do have the same eyes. You're right. They all have the same sort of eye structure. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the formula. Even Ferret almost has the same sort of eye thing going on there. Getting sucker punched is fine for Togetic. Fairy resist dark, right? I think so. If I remember correctly. Okay, now Sudowoodo. To me, I like Sudowoodo. I mean, I think for me, I know it's, you know, I always remember being like, Sudowoodo is a grass type, but it's not, which always used to blow my mind. And even though it's not technically actually a tree, this shiny reminds me of a cherry blossom tree, which, for those of you who don't know, cherry blossoms are my favorite flower of all time. I absolutely love them. I think this is a really nice shiny. I think it looks really, really good. I love the red change on it. I think it looks super, super clean. I think the only thing that throws me is the color of the body. I think it would have been nice if maybe it went a little bit maybe more white, or maybe even if it went like to a deeper brown. I think that would have looked really good. So I really like Sudowoodo. I think it goes A tier for me. Like, it's up there for sure. I think it's really nice. I think it's just a little bit off reaching that S tier for me now. Conowat, hello! Shiny Politoed rules, by the way, are coming back to the Registeel Shiny Hunt. It's for a 24-hour catch all Shiny Hoenn Pokemon challenge. I am joining in, but I might be late. No, that's all good. How exciting! I will be going back to doing Registeel, though, yeah, for sure. Tomorrow is going to be a, what's it called? A variety stream. I'm not actually playing Pokemon tomorrow on the stream, but it's going to be very, very fun. However, after that, we're going back to Registeel. So, yes, we will be working on that again soon. Sudowoodo shiny makes it look more like a grass type. I agree with that for sure. And it is a very good autumn theme. I see it 100%. All right. Well, we'll do that then. And then Politoed. Oh my gosh. I love Politoed. I said it in the video where I hunted it. You guys know, if you guys aren't new to the channel, I'm actually scared of frogs in real life. I'm actually very scared of them. But this Politoed changes everything for me. I think the design is cute. I think that the shiny is perfect. I don't know how a computer generated this color palette, but I'm so glad it did, because it's going to be an easy S tier for me. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors on it, honestly. Like, it's just, they did a great job. They did a great job with shiny Politoed. It's literally perfect to me. It deserves S tier and S tier only. It looks great. It is cotton candy, 100%. Would you want to see? I would be happy to see a shiny Politoed in real life. That's how much the shiny saves it for me, if I'm being honest. All right, now we have Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jumpluff. Okay, I like fuck all these shinies. I think they're really, really good. I think Hoppip, I like the green, but I don't, you know, it's hard. I like it because it switches color palettes with Skiploon almost. I feel like these guys almost do a flip, which is kind of cool. So I like these two a lot. However, I don't think they quite hit S tier for me. I like them a lot. They're just not there. So I'm gonna give Hoppip and Skiploon A tier. I think they're really, really nice. And it's weird to put Skiploon there. And you know, maybe once I hunt it, I will change my mind and bump it up. It definitely would never go lower than an A tier for me. I think it's really, really nice. But the reason why is because I look at Jumpluff and I think they did such a good job with this shiny. This is the pink that I like, you know. This is nice. This is a really, really, really nice pink. And I think it just complements the design super well. If you had never shown me a Jumpluff before and this is what you showed me, I would never have questioned that this was a shiny or a different color palette for it. I think it just fits it so well. So for me, this one's going in S tier. I think it looks really, really good. Way better than shiny Poliwrath. I agree with that. I'm laughing at how Shuckle is peeking at the bottom at me. Oh, can you see it peeking at the bottom? Oh, that's pretty funny. That is quite funny. I have Shiny Mareep, Line, Weevil, Chansey, Pikachu, Pichu, Raichu, and Sudowoodo all by accident, just completing the Violet Dex base game. Let's Go Dex and Arceus Dex and full odds, not shiny hunting. Dang, that's really good, Riley. Keep up the great work. It may be an unpopular opinion, but I love Hoppip. Hey, I think it's good too. Like I said, I think A tier is a very solid rating for that. Yeah, the Shuckle. However, I'm not a fan of Skiploon, although it gives me like Gen 2 My Little Pony vibes. Oh, okay. See, I kind of like that about it. But it's just, I think maybe, like, it's good. I like that it changes, but I think maybe, is it weird for me to say maybe it's too much? I don't know. I don't know if that's what I feel about it, but I think it's just something. It's almost like a little bit Play-Doh-y in a way, which I don't always hate. And I, you know, like I said, I actually apparently must like it quite a bit to have it in A, but I think for me, Jumpluff is so perfect that I'm like, compared to the other two, they go a rank below, in my opinion. Buckle your Shuckle? Exactly. All right, now Apom. Okay, now this is kind of complex for me because I like shiny Apom, but I have seen so many now because of, you know, my my shiny Alpha Lucario hunt. I saw so many shiny Apom that it almost made me numb to seeing a shiny Apom. I don't know if you guys have any shinies like that, maybe with your com days on Pokemon Go or with Legends, like when you get the mass outbreaks or whatever it was. But I ended up seeing quite a few shiny Apoms, so it kind of desensitized me because I think if I'd just seen it and only seen it once, I would have put it in an S. But I think because I've seen it so much, I have to put it in an A tier, which feels really wrong to do. I think the shiny looks really, really good, but I think I've just seen it so many times that my brain is like, I don't even know. You know? Pink lemonade. That's it. It is a nice pink lemonade. Hoppip's line is confusing when you find them in the wild. I know, Akira. It's like they put them perfectly together knowing that it would throw us off. Zippy, hi. Good to see you. And Mr. Yard, hello. Welcome to the stream, you guys. It does kind of look like clay, right? That's why I was thinking Play-Doh, but clay is a good way to put it as well. The way I say Lucario melts my brain. Oh, no. I hope that's not the worst thing ever. I'm sorry. Hello, Unfunny. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. All right. Now we have Sunkern and Sunflora. Okay. I will admit, I love these Pokemon. I love Sunkern and I love Sunflora. I think it's because of the Mystery Dungeon line that I love these Pokemon so much. I think they're really, really cool. But if I'm being honest, and I'm rating the shinies here, I think that they could have done a lot better. Which hurts to say because I really love these Pokemon. These are some quiet, like, sleeper favorites for me. I'm not gonna lie, like, they're sleeper favorites for me, but the shinies are just not quite there. I don't know. It's really hard because in this sprite, I feel like Sunflora looks a lot more like washed out, but it's much more obvious. However, when I played the games and I would see it, it wasn't as bold to me, which is so sad. So I feel like this hurts. It hurts a lot. I don't even want to do this because I love them so much. I'm going to put Sunkern in D. It's Sunflora in C. And it's a low C for me. I think there's something about it that just puts me just there. And maybe this is my nostalgia and my emotional tie bumping it up. So you guys will have to forgive me there. But yeah, in this version, you can see it a lot more obviously. However, I will say, In terms of like the actual in-game sprite, from what I remember it being much more subtle, which is kind of sad. Oh, in a good way? I'll take that then. I feel that way with the shiny hop line. I'm glad I'm not alone with that. Sunny, hi. I won't stay for long because I got to go to work again, but have a fun rating the shinies, lol. I enjoy the stream chat. Oh, thank you, Sunny. I appreciate that. I definitely am. It's always fun doing these streams with you guys, and have a great day at work. The Suncode line has terrible shinies in my opinion. Yeah, it's kind of sad for these guys. I'm not gonna lie. It does have the sepia filter. You're right, Eye in the Sky. It does, and you know maybe it should be here, but it feels wrong to do it, so I can't. Yeah, I mean, if you were to put it in D, I wouldn't argue. People who played Emerald Kaizu know Sunflower really well. I have never played that. Ooh, but I might have to check it out. Next 6 shinies are S, which I'm excited to see. Why do some shinies look so much better here? I don't know. I mean, I tried to pull from the more recent games, but I don't know. Maybe that's what's throwing me a little bit too. But I'm going off of this as well because some of these shinies I haven't seen in game, so it's kind of hard to say. Bassie, hello. Oh, our stream I can make. Hi, Buttercup. How are you? Bassie, great to see you. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? Awesome to see you in the stream today. To the people that don't get it, Sunflower is really good for the early game of Emerald Kaizu because of growth setup. Oh, cool, Steven. Broke Boy Jeff, good to see you. Woke up at 3 a.m. just to see you rate Empress, and S tier made my night. I'm glad I could make your night. It deserves nothing less than S tier in my opinion. By the way, I took a look at my shiny Lucario, and I'm convinced that your Lucario and mine are one and the same because mine also shares a lonely nature. Oh, really? They can be lonely together. It's the home sprites that look a little bit off. That must be what it is then. Yes, we're at Yanma now. Yanma is an amazing shiny. I mean, the red goes blue. It matches really nicely with the green. It's just a really cool Pokemon overall. So it would be wrong to give... Ooh, I was going to say that's not the Pokemon I meant to pick up. That was not what I meant to pick up. I'm going to have to shimmy everything around. It's got to be an S tier. I think it's really nice. I don't think they need to do anything to Yanma to make it any better of a looking shiny. I think it looks perfect as it is. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Bassie. That's awesome. The Dragonfly does have a great shiny. They did awesome with it. Hi, Mark. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Glad I got a jump scare. I know. It's coming out of nowhere. Alrighty. Now on to some of my favorite Pokemon from this generation, Wooper and Quagsire. And I mean... you guys might have been seeing my Wooper in my team a little bit more often in Sword because I just forgot how great it was, and it has Damp, which is also amazing, especially in terms of our Gigalith hunt. It's always nice to have a little Damp user on our team. I think Shiny Wooper and Quagsire both get S tier. I think that the colors look really nice, and I think like it fits the personality that goes with these Pokemon. I think it looks really, really good. Skylaria, hi! Love to make it to an official tier list making. It's awesome to see you, Skylaria. Welcome. Yanma is an amazing shiny, one of the best in my opinion. Oh, I agree. It is fantastic. Yes, Wooper, the Pokemon I hunted for full odds via eggs. Oh, Steven. Listen, I respect it though. I really do. Also, based off the choices you got going for the Gen 2 shinies. Yes, we are definitely going for Gen 2 at the moment, and there are so many great ones. Shiny Wooper is a hero for stopping Eaglith from exploding. I agree, Kira. It really came in clutch. Espeon and Umbreon, yes, I was going to say, we are now at the Eeveelutions of Gen 2. Ooh, how exciting. Now, okay, I know one of these, you guys already know what I'm going to say, but for Espeon, when I hunted Espeon, this was really early winter when I was making videos, I did all the Eeveelutions in Sword. Espeon received the most divided response in terms of the shiny. People either love the alien green or they hate it. And I mean, for me, I love it. I think it's great. I love it. I think the green is awesome. I like the radioactivity. I think that honestly, I get that people don't like that it's so loud, especially since I just said, you know, that Skiploon is a little bit too loud for its design, but for some reason on Espeon, I really like the green. I always have. It honestly rated it higher in the Eeveelution shiny colorways for me because of the green, so I just got to stick with my gut. I like it. I think it fits S tier. I think it's really, really good. Espeon, my beloved, that's it. Wooper is S plus tier. I agree. It does, yeah, Wooper could go in its own tier for sure. Mark says, hey, good question that had absolutely nothing to do with my shiny hunt. How would you berate a Marini after its species flips you off 2,934 times? I would probably wiggle my finger and say that's not very nice. That's what I think. If anyone is interested, I can hand some people Wooper and Dream Balls with egg moves and good nature whenever I get online services on Switch again. Oh, that's really sweet, Steven. Thank you for the offer. Yeah, I mean, Espeon, like I said, it's people are going to feel one way or the other, but I really like it. Shiny Espeon looks like a booger, which is sad because I love Espeon. I feel like it's more radioactive, which for me, the radioactive look, I like. Azaya, rather Espeon being loud than subtle. That's it, exactly. And I absolutely agree with that. I'm like, you know, I would rather this than to get like the Glaceon shiny treatment, you know? So for me, I'm happy with that. Umbreon though. Umbreon, oh my gosh, I don't even need to say it. Like, it's one of those shinies I could say so much about, but nothing needs to be said. To me, it's perfect. It's one of the best shinies of all of the Pokemon generations. In my opinion, it's clean, it's simple, it's minimal, but it's effective, and I like it a lot. I think it's amazing. I hope that the Pokemon Center does an official shiny line for all the Eeveelutions, and if they do, you already know I'm going to get the Umbreon one because it looks so good. Espeon looks sour. I can see that. I can see that. Glaceon still does the subtle shiny pretty well. I do like Glaceon shiny, but in comparison to whether I would rather it be like loud or subtle, I think most times I want something big and in my face, you know? I want something like really, like that really pops, you know? Umbreon is perfect. Nicholas, hi. I love a shiny Espeon because the green is my favorite color, which very valid. I like it a lot too. I'm not going to lie. Umbreon and S, I'm glad that I think that almost all of us are going to be on the same page for it being an S tier. I think it just looks genuinely fantastic. Now we have Murkrow. Ooh, okay, Murkrow here. Now I like Murkrow. I think it's good. I think it's a good shiny. I really do like it. I think it works really well for the design. It kind of, I know that Murkrow is a dark type, but it almost gives it like a little bit of like a ghosty Halloween appearance, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, I'm trying to decide, like, is it S or is it A? I think for some reason I don't want to give it an S, and I don't know why it's telling me to give it an A. Like, my brain is just like, it's really, 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 really good. But I think I just want, I think there's just something throwing me off on it on giving it an S, and I don't know why. So I think for me, Murkrow is going to go A tier. It's a solid A tier. I wouldn't put it lower than an A tier, but it's just, something's missing just to give it that S, you know? The shiny burb, that's it. The shiny I just caught. It's very solid. Waiting for the butt, exactly, Sam. That's it. That's it. Yeah, right. A lot of people are thinking A as well. I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I was like, is it? Am I being too harsh to not give it the S? I don't know. I think it's an A. Murkrow is a really good shiny. I really love them. Top 3 Gen 2 for sure. I wouldn't be mad at that either. If you were to say that this was an S tier on your list, I wouldn't argue with you about it at all. Just needs to be a darker purple. I think that is what it is, Akira. I think it's just a little bit too vibrant for its design. Like, this is me tweaking. This is me being very, like, finicky about it. I think for Murkrow, being that it is a dark type and it's like, you know, a crow that has like a witch hat and like the broom for the tail, like, I think for me, a little bit darker would kind of fit the vibe a little bit more. But I like the color choice, honestly. I think the color choice is good. Now Slowking. Okay, Slowking, I mean, I feel kind of in the middle about Slowking. Like, I think it's a cool shiny. I don't hate it at all. I think maybe what would have been cool is if the body had turned a little bit more purple rather than like that. What would I say that? It's like a fleshy kind of pink color, which I think is the one thing that's throwing me a little bit, which usually I'm a big fan of the pink, but I'm very picky about my pinks. I think I would put Slowking in B tier. I like it. It's not horrible. You know, it's definitely not horrible. But I just don't think it's like, you know, compared to some of these other ones we've got up here, I just think it kind of is a little bit behind in terms of getting that A or that S. All right, yeah, you guys are feeling the same about Slowking. That's kind of good. That's good to know. It looks a little bit more magenta than dark purple. I know this because, just like I said, I just got the shiny, which is good. Yeah, I definitely see that. It has, I think, like, it has a bit more of like a pink tone to it. Misdreavus is a miss for me. Yeah, this is another one that I'm like, oh, Misdreavus. I love Misdreavus. I think the design is amazing. I think it's really, 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 really cool. But the shiny just doesn't... The shiny just doesn't do anything for me for shiny Misdreavus, and I'm sad about it. This is like sepia filter 100% all the way. And I think almost all the shinies I've put in D tier have been ones that really hardly ever change. And I'm very tempted to put Misdreavus in a D. However, I you know what? I won't give it a D, but I will give it a C tier because it does change. It does change enough that you see it, obviously. Like, you can definitely tell when it's a shiny Misdreavus. But it needs more depth. It looks too washed out. It needs something that is more punchy, and I think that is what would save it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go higher than a C on the shiny for me personally. What would you change about shiny Slowking to make it S tier? I feel like it could have been better shading. Yeah, probably a bit more depth to it. I think is what would have been good. I think if Mischievous was dark green, it could have been really good. Yeah, like give it more depth in the color. I think it's just too washed out. That's fair for that shiny. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's sad. It's just for such a cool Pokemon. I feel like it was a very missed opportunity, you know? Shiny Unown is the best. I love Shiny Unown. That's right. We're up to Shiny Unown now. And I just got to say, I think it's absolutely amazing. It looks beautiful. The blue is really, really cool. I've been saying this for a little while, but I really, really need to go for a Shiny Unown. I mean, honestly, I'd like to hunt all of them, but I'm going to be honest, for me, Unknown's S tier. I really like the shiny. I think it's super sick. Like, the color is really nice. The blue pops on it. I think I've mentioned tales of when I spent, like, an unhealthy amount of time and energy and money on Pokemon Go trying to get it through raids. It's actually what put me on a no-spend spree on Pokemon Go, and the only time now I spent any money on that game is when it's for, like, a Pokemon Go tour. That's it. I only buy the ticket, and that's it. But now I don't even do raid passes because that shiny eluded me too much. I couldn't do it. So shiny is S tier worthy. I love it. I need to hunt it eventually. Riley says, all right, I'm off to bed. See you in a stream tomorrow. Love your streams and videos. Good night, good morning. Oh, thank you, Riley. I appreciate that. Take care and have a wonderful sleep, okay? Awesome to have you in the stream. Either a darker green or just a different color, like a purple or a pink for Mischievous. Yeah, I mean, purple would have been really nice, I think, for that one. Sometimes I also feel a little desensitized with the shiny Giraffarigs. I can see that. I have some Pokemon that are like that too, where I'm just like, it's not a bad shiny. I've just seen it too much, you know? The blue is so good. Yes, it is really clean. Shiny Unown X S tier, for sure, for sure. Now Wobbuffet. Ooh. I love Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet is a really nice shiny. I like it a lot. It's similar to Quagsire in terms of the color, and I think it works really, really well. I think it's a very fun shiny. I think it fits the personality of Wobbuffet really well. I also really, really, really love shiny female Wobbuffet with the lipstick. I think it's really, really cool, so I'm putting it in S tier for me personally. I refuse to evolve my Wynot, not because I hate Wobbuffet, I actually kind of like it, but because it's funny. Shiny Wynot is a very cool shiny, and I need to hunt that one too. I honestly don't blame you. Girafarig, okay, time for shiny Girafarig. I really like the change personally on Girafarig. I like the blue instead of the pink. I think it's super, super cool. I like it a lot. I think it's really, really nice. What is it about it that doesn't give it an S though? I don't know. I think maybe just because I like the blue, but I think it needs a little bit more than just the blue. So I think for me, Girafarig gets an A. I do really like it. I think the blue looks sick. I just think it misses out on the S because it's not giving me that like, oh my gosh, you know? I think it's A for me. I recently saw the clip of you getting shiny Wobbuffet, and it was one of my favorite reactions to date. Second to Low Bunny, of course. That's amazing. I love that, Mark. I'm glad. It was really fun. Honestly, the Wobbuffet was such a surprise. I was so happy about that. Girafarig, yeah, exactly. Pineco line is very good. Def an A or an S tier. Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into Pineco for sure. Think it's low A? Yeah, I'd agree with that. Eric, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Eric. Thank you so much for the $50 for your trip. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That is going to help so much. You know that's going straight towards Japan. Oh my gosh, Eric, that is so sweet. Thank you for the $50 donation. I appreciate that. I feel like whenever I do the vlog, I'm going to have to be like sponsored by Eric. That is so sweet. Thank you so much for the $50 donation, Eric. I did not expect that at all. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And it will definitely be used in Japan for a good cause. Like I said, you know, I'm going to have to get that footage of the Pokemon Center and share it all with you guys. But that is so sweet. Thank you, Eric. Fortress looks really good in Scarlet and Violet. I have been meaning to hunt it in Scarlet and Violet. It's kind of been you know, eluding me, if you will. So let's get into it then. Pineco and Fortress. I think for me, I think that in the actual Scarlet and Violet, I will look a lot better. I mean, when I saw the older things, I was a bit like, oh, I don't know. I kind of was impartial to it, a little bit indifferent to it, if you will. Pineco, I love. I think Pineco for me goes A. I think it's really, really nice. I love the change. It's so like va-boom in your face, which I think looks really good for this shiny. Fortress though, I haven't hunted it, so it's hard for me to say. Like, I think for me, I don't want to say, oh, I'm going to give it a B because it's, you know, this or that, but you know what? I will give it a B because I think I can see in that sprite that it would look very gold, and having the mindset of it looking gold looks really, really cool. So, you know, that's what I think I'm going to go with for that one. I think B is not too bad. When I see it in the actual game, I would probably give it a higher rating. Like I said, I can always change my mind on these, but as it stands, that's kind of where I sit with that. Well, you're going to Japan too. I plan on visiting Tokyo in this August. Didn't know you were going. When are you visiting? That's so exciting, Mark. Well, I hope you have an amazing time. And yes, I am. I'm going in October. I have had it on my bucket list ever since I was back in, I think I was in primary school, but in high school, I was talking about it and like actually trying to make plans. And, you know, now I'm getting close to being 30. I'm not there yet, but I've still got a couple of years and I've never traveled outside of the country. I've never done anything like that. So it's going to be my first time ever traveling. It's my first time ever on a vacation or a holiday or anything like that. And I've been really diligently saving. So I'm finally going to be able to cross off the one thing that's been on my bucket list my whole life, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I'm going to plan to vlog as much of it as I can for you guys because I think that would be really, really fun. So I'm super excited. So thank you again, Eric, as well for that. That really was so sweet of you to do. I really appreciate that. The sprite isn't that good, which is kind of sad. I think maybe the sprite could be underselling it. It looks amazing as Scarlet Violet. Why is Pichu in D? It's definitely S. We were talking about that earlier. Everyone's like, you better not put it in S. And I was like, no. It doesn't have the same nostalgic ties for me as what Pikachu does. All right, time for shiny Dunsparce. Now, you guys might have seen my Dunsparce video. I did that like quite a while ago. I still need to go for Dunsparce. However, Dunsparce is a really good shiny to me. I love this shiny. I think it looks really good. For some reason, when I look at it, I think of like a candy. I don't know why when I see it, I think of candy, but I'm not mad at it. So I think for me, like, and this might be surprising, I don't know, but I always saw it as an S tier shiny. I love the color. It makes me happy to look at. And I think Dunsparce is just a silly boy that I love. I think it's so, so cool. Shiny Dunsparce, that's it. It's an Absol Blogs Pokemon reference. Oh, that's nice. I hope you have a great time. You said you never left the country. Japan is a great first country. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. And yes, it's going to be my first time. I've only literally left my state twice, so I have not traveled very much at all in my life. So it's going to be a big thing, and it's been something I've been working and saving towards for a long time now. So I'm very excited that it's finally going to happen. I hope you have a great time. Oh, sorry, I read that, Mark. My bad. Even though I caught 60 shiny Dunsparce, it has an amazing shiny. It does. It looks so, so good. It is S tier, of course. Why is Snubbull shiny so good? Don't like the Pokemon itself, but the shiny is amazing. Oh, yeah, we're going to be getting up to that soon. I'm very excited. They should have done a 3-segment Dunsparce, and they should... Oh, yeah, they should have named the 3-segment Dunsparce. I think so. That was kind of a missed opportunity, but it's okay. We'll let it slide because the shiny does look really good. Speaking of really good shinies, we have Gligar. This is another amazing shiny. This is what I'm saying. Gen 2, they knew what they were doing with the shinies, even though they didn't do this with the shinies and it was a computer. I think Gligar is amazing. The blue looks so nice. The blue on the body and then the darker blue on the wings. This is a really nice blue shiny in my opinion. I mean, once again, another easy S tier. They couldn't make it look better, even if they tried, in my mind. I think that it's perfect as it is. Beautiful shiny. I love it. Steelix now. Okay, Steelix. Ooh, I think Steelix looks a lot better than what Shiny Onix does. I'm just going to say that off the bat. I think Shiny Onix kind of looked like, well, you know, and I love Onix, but I wish that Shiny Onix would have looked like Crystal Onix, whereas Steelix I think looks a lot better. I think for me, Steelix, I kind of look at it almost like it's like a gold. It'd be cool if it did take on more of gold, like a gold texture, rather than just looking like a flat kind of, you know, the flat kind of yellow gold, but I feel like for me, Steelix does do better than Onix, and I would put it in a B tier as well. Like, I like it. I think it looks a little more intentional to me than some of these other kind of like, you know, sepia tone shinies. And I've seen the shiny in other sprites, and I think considering I think that I see it more gold in those, I'm thinking of that, and that's kind of where I'm going with a B. I think it looks a lot better in my opinion. Some of these can't be computer generated because sheesh. I agree, Goober. I agree. Now we have Snubbull and Gramble. Now this, I'm always been curious what your guys' opinions are on Snubbull shiny because I actually really like it. I think the only thing that throws me is the shoes. I think the shoes should have been maybe the same color as the tips of the ears, and that would have balanced it really well. But maybe then again, maybe that wouldn't have made the ears pop so much. So then I don't know. Maybe it's better that I don't design shinies. But I do really like shiny Snubbull. I think for me, I'm going to put Snubbull in a B tier as well. I like the colors. I think it's good. I think that they could do A little bit more maybe. Maybe like I said, it's just those shoes that throw me off with it. But overall, the purple and the pink looks really, really good. So I'm a big fan of it. Gramble, on the other hand, I really like Gramble's shiny. I think this is a really, really cool color palette. I like the black with this kind of color. It almost reminds me a little bit of like Spoink's colorway. So for me, I'm gonna put Gramble in A tier. I actually really like the shiny. I think it looks super, super good. I think overall I prefer Snubbull as a base design, but in terms of shiny, I really like this. Actually, the evolution should be 4-segment and have a rare 5-segment variant. That would be cool. I think Snubbull is really cute. It is super cute. In my opinion, if the shoes were purple, this would be an A or S tier. Yeah, I think if the shoes had taken on this color, this would be S tier for me as well. They should just kept Dunsparce a new evolution each generation and it get longer and longer until it's Warlord size. See, that's a funny idea, Goober. I think that would have been awesome too. Snubbull is a good one. Gramble, not so much. Yeah, you don't like Gramble? I mean, for me, they're like, I think Gramble is low A and Snubbull is high B. I think they're like almost like on this line together in the middle. You know what I mean? But I think it's just the brown on this pushes it a little bit down. And I think, now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to close my eyes and look at it again because I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, when I remember seeing these both for the first time, I just remember, like, I really liked both of them, but I think that this color palette is more unique. This is tough. This is really, really tough. I don't know. Maybe they both go B. I think maybe they both go B. I think I put Snubbull. I think that's tough. It depends. This is a really tricky one. I'm going to go B, and I'm not going to think too much about it because I'm going to hurt my own brain. But I think if you wanted to say they were low A, I wouldn't be mad at that, but I think they're comfortably at a B, in my opinion. Yeah, that's fair, Akira. Speaking of shiny Gramble, I actually found 2 of them randomly in the polar biome. That's awesome, Jordan. Nice. I need to hunt these ones myself. Snubbull reminds me of a pug. Yeah, I see that, Goober. It does. It definitely has a pug and like bulldog, you know? But now we have Quillfish, and Quillfish is, to me, another fantastic shiny. I think it looks really, really good. The pink with the lighter pink and then the top pink being, you know, that little bit darker, a little bit... This is like that magenta pink, but it's not as like crazy as some of the other magenta pinks to me. I really like shiny Quillfish. I think it's a really good shiny. I'm putting it in an S tier. I love it. I think it's a great shiny and one I need to hunt. I think it looks so good. Tier list is so fun. I just finished work. How is everyone? Oh, hi, Logan. Good to see you. I hope work was good. And I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. Good to see you. Oh, that's sweet, Stephen. I'm glad. I'm glad. All right. Now we have a Scizor. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Another one I think people feel divided on. I think people love the shiny or they hate it. I like it. I do like it. I do. And I'm just sort of thinking to myself, you know, in certain environments and certain arts I've seen of shiny Scizor, I love it a lot. But then I feel like sometimes it looks almost a little too subtle in other sprites that I've seen. And it's hard because I think for me, I think I would give it, honestly, a comfortable A. I think it would get a comfortable A. I do like it. I do think it's quite... Ow, I just knocked my hand. It's not me versus the mic today. It's me versus the desk. But no, I think for me, I would give it an A tier. I think it's really, really cool. I like the lime green. I think the thing that throws me off is actually that, like, true green that's on it, which is weird because I like the true green color, but I think with the lime it throws me a little bit and I don't know why. So I think a high A tier is for Scizor. I think it's pretty close to being perfect. I think just a little bit of tweaking on that and it would be S for me personally. I hope you start to feel better soon, Goober. Reminded that Scyther and Scizor have the same base stats totals. Oh really, Steven? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. Scizor is a great one. I think it is really good too. And another really good one is what we're on right now, which is my boy Shuckle. I love shiny Shuckle. I think this is a really great shiny and one that has been evading me on Pokemon Go, honestly, since the beginning of time. I like Shuckle. I think it's a perfect shiny. It's going in S. S for Shuckle tier. That's it. I think the blue is super, super nice. They did really well on it. I'm a big fan. Honestly, I'm a big fan. And I think once again, we're on a little bit of a streak of bangers here because we've got Heracross. And Heracross, this was another one that I hunted and I was really surprised by the amount of comments of people who don't like the shiny on Heracross. I like it a lot, but I remember reading quite a few comments of people being like, I don't like it. It doesn't fit the Pokemon. Fair enough if you feel that way. But imagine getting a shiny female Heracross with the heart horn. That would just be so cute. I think mine was a male, which is a little bit sad. But I think for me, I like Heracross. And I actually think it goes in S tier for me personally. I think it looks really good. I mean, I'm just sticking to my guns here. This is my opinion. I like shiny Heracross. I think it's great. That's it, the Shuckle time. Yep, it had to be S. S for Shuckle. I actually don't mind it. I have that one. I found it in the Mass Outbreak in the Canyon biome. Nice. Very nice. Shiny Shuckle is super clean. Female Heracross is especially good. Yes, Eye in the Sky. You already know what I'm talking about. Sneasel? Oh no! Do we not like Sneasel? Oh my gosh, okay. Work was okay, glad to be off though. Just got my post-Uber eats. Nice, that's good, Logan. We'll enjoy it. I hope it's delicious, and I'm glad you're off work then. No, Dill, you're all good. You're all good. We're getting through it. We're getting there. We still got a couple more rows to go. Sneasel S tier 100%. Sneasel's S tier. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I like shiny Sneasel. I really, really do. I think it looks super, super good. The pink, the yellow, the blue. It's really cool and really fun on this design. I think it makes, to me, it makes Sneasel look a bit more mischievous, which I actually really, really like. And maybe it's in your face for a lot of people, but for me, it's another S tier. And I'm just sticking with my guns on that one. I like it. I think it looks really good. And it's a shiny I'm always happy to see, you know? The Pokemon you and I came up with for the manga scene. Exactly, Jordan. Exactly. That was so fun. Sneasel got the hairless pink cat. You think so? Is that what it's giving? I don't know. I just like the combination of colors on this one. It makes me happy to look at. Seems like I'm the only one who hates shiny Sneasel. Maybe Akira. I'm sure there would be other people though. I think so. Now we have the Gummy Bear Teddy Ursa. I love Teddy Ursa shiny. I think it is super, super good. It is my little gummy bear. It has the same color almost as Meryl, which I gave S, and I'm going to give the same to Teddy Ursa. I really love this shiny, and I need to hunt it because it just looks so, so good, and eventually I will. Eventually I will. Mischievous C tier is criminal. I'm sorry, Dill. I'm sorry. I gotta go with my gut. I gotta go with my gut. My thing with Mischievous is I wish that it would have had a bit more like I wish it had more depth, because I think the thing for Mischievous is it looks very sepia toned, which I think personally to me isn't the most appealing. However, if you add more depth to it, I think it would look super good. That's fair, Akira. That's fair. Yeah, I'm gonna say, Steven, we're like, what is it, Akira, about it that just doesn't work for you? Is it just the colors? Teddy Ursa is super cute. That's it. That's it. James, hello. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to see you. Computer knew what it was doing making Teddy Ursa a gummy bear. I absolutely agree. And then we have Ursaring. Now, Ursaring to me isn't as good as Teddy Ursa, in my opinion. It just doesn't quite hit the same as the radioactive Espeon. I think it's a little too... It's a little too like yellow, like a limey kind of baby, like a green color, and I just think it's not quite there for me personally with Ursaring. I think Ursaring's a really cool Pokemon, but I don't enjoy this shiny as much, and I'm gonna probably put this one in B tier for me. I think it's just not quite there, you know? I wish it would have kept the same color as Teddy Ursa. I think that would have looked really, really nice. So I think for me, I gotta give it a B. Shiny Teddy Ursa was my introduction to shiny Pokemon back in X, by the way. Really, Jordan? That's really cool. Walking to work, boring, joy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, James. I hope that you have a fast and safe walk, fingers crossed. Baby food green. Yeah, that's kind of the color that I get. Radioactive baby food green. Ooh, but we're on to some bangers now with Slugma. I love shiny Slugma. This is a really, really cool shiny. Like the gray, like silver kind of color on this. We don't see a lot of silver shinies. And this one looks really good. I love it. I actually like easily give Slugma an S tier in my opinion. I think the color is really fun for this shiny. It's very unique, and I didn't expect Slugma to turn like silver, so I just imagine it like, you know, when you solder like metal, or when you like melt metal and it kind of looks like a goopy metal mess. Slugma looks like that to me, and I love it. Spheel, hi, good to see ya. Just popping in to saying, yeah, well, good to see you, Spheel. A to S, yeah, I agree. Slugma is so neat. Grey really works well for it, I think. I agree. I think grey looks awesome on this one. Oh, I recently got those two randomly. Not my thing, but respectable. That's it. That's very valid. Logan, hi. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I would put Espeon a lot lower. I don't know. It just doesn't hit for me, but I'm probably not, probably alone in that opinion. No, Logan, you're not at all. When I hunted for Espeon back ages ago, the comments were very divided. People either love Espeon or they really don't like it. So you're not alone on that. I hope you put Espeon in S tier. I did. I personally think Espeon is an S tier. I kind of wish Macago kept that silver, but it's not still not too bad. Yeah. I was going to say, now getting into Macago, I don't hate it, but I agree with you guys on that. I think that it should have kept the silver. It would have looked really, really nice. So I think for me, Macago gets an A. I like it still. I think I like the little bit of like a purpley blue flame, well, the purple flame coming out of the shell. It's just not quite there like how Slugma is, in my opinion. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now we have Swinub and Piloswine, which, I mean, I'm going to get into Piloswine in a second. Slugma, I wonder what funny joke could be made with that name. I wonder, Goober, who knows? Espeon is my mascot. Oh, that's awesome. It's a very solid one. I may despise this gen with the passion of 10,000 suns, but there's some banger shinies in here. Cough, cough, Umbreon. I know. Umbreon is just so good. Yeah, I even mentioned on the comment I left on the double shiny Esper video, which was really sweet, Jordan. I think I remember seeing that one. It's so funny that UK Aussie accents say solder as solder instead of saying solder. Here in the US, I don't know why. Yeah, I forgot that that's a thing in the US. I remember watching a video of someone who was making like glass art on YouTube and they called it solder. And I was like, isn't that soldering? I'm hunting shiny Unown Heart Gold. Nice, Dylan. Well, I wish you luck. Yeah, I got the swine flu. That's it. I think okay, so for me, Swinub is actually up there. I really love shiny Swinub. It looks like a scoop of mint ice cream, and for some reason, that makes my brain happy. I like Swinub so much that I would put it in an A tier. I really, really, really like the shiny for this one. I don't know why. The color just speaks to me with the little, like, orangey, pinky nose. Like, it just looks good to me. It looks like a scoop of mint ice cream, and I'm here for it. However, Piloswine is not my favorite shiny, which is very sad because I think the design of Piloswine is very cute. However, I give Piloswine a C tier personally. It kind of looks like, I don't even want to say what I think it kind of looks like, but for me, it's just, I wish it would have almost kept the same color as Swinub. That would have been so cool, Better than Umbreon in my opinion. That's valid, James, for sure. It does, Moshi, it does. Umbreon is the best shiny in this gen, followed by Raikou, and I will not hear any discrepancies. Very valid, Sphere. Coursel's shade of blue could not be any more perfect. I would put it in above S tier if I could. If there was an above an S tier, the shiny is so good. You don't even understand. Well, yes, we're gonna get into that, aren't we? The mint green is very nice. It is. It's super nice. I love it. Golden Retriever Mammoth. It is, but it's almost a little too yellow, A little too yellow. KFC put in a Zinger burger instead of an original Illuminator. I can't handle spice. Well, that was fun. Oh no, Logan, that's so sad. I hope it was at least tasty. The Totodile line. You already know where the Totodile line is, Sphere. You know where it belongs. I hope that you guys can see that right now because my stream's a little bit delayed, so it's kind of hard to know if you guys are seeing that. But hopefully you can. All right, Corsola, moving along to another amazing shiny. Another amazing shiny. Another one of the best shinies ever made by Pokemon. Corsola's getting an S tier. You can't tell me otherwise. It's beautiful. The blue is perfect. I remember hunting one before I was doing YouTube videos. I remember hunting one while I was doing YouTube videos. I would hunt it again if I had to. Like, it's just such a good shiny. I love it. I'll always vote S tier on Corsola. I think it's so good. Shiny Espeon is better. That's valid. That's valid, Joker. GG on the low bunny. Thank you, James. I appreciate that so much. That's it, Sphere. Right where it belongs. S tier is getting very crowded. There's just so many solid S tiers to me. Like, I love them. I love so many Gen 2 shinies. Ooh, now we have Remoraid. Now, Remoraid is a very solid shiny, in my opinion. I really, really, really like it. I think for me, with this purple, it's just super, super clean. Like, it's a fun shiny. I didn't expect Remoraid to turn purple when I first saw it, but I really like it. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna quite say that it's S, but I think for me personally, it's definitely, I think it's an A. I like it a lot. I think maybe the color just needs to be a little bit more, I don't know, maybe I just want a little bit more from the purple, I guess. I don't know what it is, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot, and putting it in A, I feel good about, honestly. Octillery, though, we're about to get into in a second here. Don, hi. Oh no, the Noctowl B. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just got to go with my heart. I know that Ash has the shiny Noctowl. I know, but just going off of my own feelings. I'm sorry, guys. Don't be mad. Yeah, shiny Octillery. I do have that one as well. Remoraid used the feeling of goofy to me, but after Legends Arceus, I love it, which is very valid. It is quite cool. At least Eeveelutions are S tier. I've grown to like SP on shiny. It's a good green. It is a good green. I'm a big fan of that one. Ooh, yeah, I agree, Dylan. Maybe a dark blue is what I'm thinking. I was gonna say something darker, but I was like, is that what I'm thinking? But yeah, dark would look nice. Are you planning to eventually do a tier list of every gen? Eventually, Logan. It'll take my time to get around to them because I'm sitting here and I'm talking for like a while. But, and I want to make sure whenever I do these streams, I like to be in a really good mental because I'm like, okay, I got to make sure that I'm consistent, as consistent as I can be. Human error may occur still, but with my opinions and stuff like that. I'm also very fortunate that we've always had very respectful people in the chat when I do these because I'm like, I don't want to get yelled at for my opinion. I'm seeing 40% of the tier list is pink. Our little cup of butter is a little biased. I think so, but that is also me just saying for my eyes what I think looks very pleasant, you know? Oh, for sure, for sure. Umbreon and S makes me happy. I'm glad Krispy Kreme because it deserves nothing less than S. I'm sorry, Dawn. I'm sorry. That's okay. If people don't like my opinion, that's fine. It's an opinion at the end of the day, isn't it? All right, Octillery. Now, Octillery, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think Octillery is a very cool Pokemon. However, I think the shiny for me, it doesn't bring me a lot of joy to look at, which is kind of like the thing I'm going off of, right? Like if I'm looking at a shiny and I'm going to shiny hunt it, I want to feel excited and joyful and like, wow, that was really cool. You know, it kind of lends itself more to looking like an actual octopus in a lot of ways, which is not bad. However, I just think with how fun and bright the colors of Octillery were and how much I like that, I think that it almost loses its like Pokemon-ness to me when with the shiny. So for me, Octillery goes in C. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm sorry. I don't hate it, but I definitely think they could have gone a completely different direction, you know? Cancel Buttercup. Oh no, Lady should be D for me, in my opinion, since it's the worst shiny. That's okay. I respect it. I have a shiny Mareep I got in only a few hundred encounters in my team in Heart Gold. That's awesome, Dylan. Nice. Time to go to work. Good luck, James. I hope you have an amazing shift. Stop, you violated the law. Just kidding. I'm sorry, Don. I'm sorry. Actually, top 3 shinies of this gen for Alligator, then Umbreon, then Raikou, which is a strange order since orange is indeed my favorite color. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm glad you guys see what I mean with Octillery. It's just, you know, it's not quite there. Delibird, on the other hand, I really like Delibird. I like Delibird a lot. I know some people don't like Delibird shiny because it gets really vibrant, but I like Delibird getting really vibrant. I think it looks really cool. I like this shiny, and I remember hunting it. I think it was one of the first hunts I did in Sword after I got shiny Palkia, and it was actually really, really fun. I like the shiny a lot. I would give it an A tier. I think it's really cute. I mean, maybe, you know, they could have done something else where it turned blue instead of that pink color, but I like it. I think it's nice. I really hate Ledian in my fiery passion. That's valid. That's okay. Miltank is the best Gen 2 shiny. I was going to say, we're getting to Miltank soon. I'm excited to talk about that one. I'm a big fan of white shinies. I love ice types normally, so any white or light blue, I'm going to dig the shiny for. No, that is valid, Logan. I completely agree. I've always had a soft spot for ice types. Tiny little detail is that in the Mantine model used here, I think this is Pokemon Home models, has a shiny Remoraid under one of its fins. Oh, really? Yeah, you're right. You're right, Stephen. That's super cool. I like that. I personally just hate the color pink, so a lot of these shinies are B tier or lower. No, that's valid. It's good to have different opinions. I think it's good. But yeah, Mantine now. Let's go ahead and let's rate this one. For me, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I know from above it's a lot harder to tell, but because of these little details, like as you were saying with the Remoraid being shiny, I think it's really, really cool. I think because of that detail, it makes me appreciate the shiny even more. So I think for me, it goes A tier as well. I like it a lot. I think it looks quite cute with that little detail. I think the shiny's nice. I think it works well for this Pokemon. I'm happy with giving it an A tier. A lot of pink shinies in S tier. I know. I mean, who would have guessed? Yeah, I think A is good. Yeah, that's it. You guys can kind of tell my color palette from this, can't we? Skarmory. Okay. Ooh, Skarmory. You know, we were talking about Pokemon that we've seen a lot that the shiny we get desensitized to. For some reason in Pokemon Go, they are giving out shiny Skarmories left, right, and center. I have found so many shiny Skarmories in that game that I honestly, like, I'm just kind of like, whoa, slow down. I don't want to see this many of them. So Skarmory, I love the green that we get on the wing there, but I don't overly love the color of the metal on the body. You guys are kind of seeing with my color palette anyway how I sort of feel about this. So for me, for Skarmory, I think I think I give it a B. I think it's a bit higher than a C tier. I don't think it's bad at all. I think this is nice, but I think I've just seen it so much that I'm a little bit desensitized to it, and it kind of makes me think, oh, okay, like it's not bad. It's not horrible. It's kind of in the middle for me personally. Wait, so you put yeah, the yellow. I was gonna say, for me, you know what it is? I describe them as sepia. It's sepia shinies that are not my favorite. Wait, so you put Pichu D tier, but you put Pikachu S? That's, well, I did explain. My explanation was that for some reason I have this weird nostalgic tie to shiny Pikachu, and for some reason I don't have that with Pichu. I also quite like the color of pink. I feel like a nice, cool, calm pink is in the top 5 colors. Vibrant colors lose it for me, though. No, that is completely valid. Completely valid. Shiny Skarmory is great. Very, very good opinion. Skarmory looks a lot better here. I think here it does look a lot better with this sprite. In Gen 9, without that green, I would have never noticed for sure. All I'm hearing is A tier, and where's my shiny Skarmory gonna go? I think for me, it's B. I think for me, it's B, just because I've seen it so much. I love Houndour and Houndoom shiny so much. It's such a nice blue. Yeah, I was gonna say, we've got Houndour and Houndoom now. I really like these shinies. I think the blue looks actually really good on them. I kind of like how they... I don't know how you would explain this. Like, the color in my mind almost makes me think of like an ink printer for some reason, and I don't know why my brain thinks of an imprinter when I see these, but I like them. And I think for me, both Houndour and Houndoom go into A. I really like them. I don't know what it would take to make them an S tier, maybe a complete color palette swap, but I think, you know what? Oh man, do I want to put... No, I'll keep it an A. I'll keep it an A, just looking at it. I like them a lot, but this just based on the shiny, I think it's just missing out on S for me. The wings are Joker. They are. I like the Doom Doggos. They are really good. They are really, really good. That's why I'm like, they're not quite S for me, but they're definitely A. Yellow's my favorite color, but surprisingly, I haven't hunted a lot of yellow shinies. Only one I've actually tried to go for is Meowstic, and the yellow on them is just so good, which is very valid. I like that. I like that solid pick, because the Meowstic shinies are probably my favorite top 3 yellow shinies as well. I think they look great. I thought Skarmory shiny is pink. I mean, it probably would have gone a lot higher if it was for me personally. Yes, Houndoom is the blue of like a ballpoint pen, the really cheap ones. Yeah, that's maybe what it is. It's like the ink, right? That's kind of what we're getting here. Alrighty. Ooh, I'm excited about this. And we have Kingdra. Now, Kingdra, you guys might have seen, I actually put in the thumbnail. I really like shiny Kingdra a lot. I really like the whole horsey line in terms of the shinies. I think they look really, really good. For me, Kingdra goes in S tier. I actually think it looks really, really nice. I like the purple. I think it looks good for the design. I could imagine it fitting perfectly into like a coral reef scene. So I think it belongs in S personally. I love it a lot. Have you ever tried battling like a VGC or competitive battling? Because personally, it's so weird. Like, I'll drift between shiny hunting and VGC. Like a couple of months ago, shiny hunting, and then a couple months of VGC. I don't really play VGC. I'm not very good at it. I've definitely tried to get into it before, but I'm just not. I've just not really excelled in that area of Pokemon. But I definitely have moments where I focus on one thing rather than another, so I completely get it. In my defense, I've never seen the shiny. That is completely valid. Yeah, S tier for Kingdra. You guys already know. It belongs there. That's the place where it should be, for sure. I have a shiny Kingdra that evolved from the aforementioned random shiny horsey. Nice, Jordan. That's awesome. Now we have ourselves our Fanfi and our Donphan. Now, Fanfi is a really cool Pokemon. Fanfi is a really cool Pokemon. But the shiny, guys. The shiny, man. This is what we're here to rate. We're here to rate the shiny, and the shiny for Fanfi is very lacking. It falls into the curse of D tier, where I'm just like, it just doesn't change enough. It just doesn't change enough for me to be able to put it any higher than a D, which is really sad because Fanfi is just such a cool Pokemon. However, I do really like Donphan shiny. I think it looks way better. For some reason for me, this really works the color palette. I think it looks really nice. I'm going to put Donphan in B. I don't know why it's calling to me to put it in B. Maybe in another sprite, I would like it a little bit more, but I really like the shiny for this one. I think it's good. I do a bit of competitive battling as well as shiny hunting. Oh, nice. Fanfi's hot garbage, which is so sad because it is a really cute Pokemon, you know? I love Fanfi so much, but the shiny belongs in D tier, which is very sad. Oh crud, I think I saw a spoiler for the next tier list stream. Yeah, I think you might be seeing that as well. I don't know when the next tier list stream is going to be, but I'll obviously try to get that in the next couple of weeks for sure. Now we have Porygon 2. Porygon 2 here. I think I rated Porygon, like the original one. I think I rated that not super high, but Porygon 2 is probably my favorite shiny out of the line. And I think for me, it gets an S tier. I really like it for some reason. It just works for me. The blue looks really good. I like the like lavendery sort of color that we get on the rest of the body. Porygon 2 is probably my favorite shiny from its line. So I think it easily deserves an S tier in my opinion. Hates orange, confirms, feels fat. I actually really like orange. For a long time, orange was one of my top 3 favorite colors because it looks really nice with pink. Donphan gives me pumpkin vibes. I could see that. For sure, I could see that. Where is Trico? Is he okay? Where is Trico? Trico might have accidentally escaped. Yeah, I might have accidentally moved Trico somewhere else, but that's okay. I'll refix this before I have the next stream anyway, because we're just doing Gen 2 today. Porygon 2 is a 15 out of 10. I think it's a really solid shiny. It definitely belongs an S for me. Porygon 2 is a shiny that I love too. Yeah, it is super nice. I think S tier is where it belongs. Trico will be eventually in the list. I need to go through. I've lost a couple of them along the way, but I will get our Trico back. Yeah, Stantler. Okay. Stantler is a weird one because I actually don't hate Stantler. I think it's actually not too bad. I know people feel a little bit weird about this color because, you know, we always say it's the puke green shiny. For some reason, of all of the random puke green shinies, I think Stantler might be one of my favorites. I actually don't dislike it. So I think for me, I don't know why I want to put it in B. I think it might be because of Pokemon Go, where at Christmas they give Stantler the red little belt and the little vest, and I think it just looks super, super cool. So this is going to be one I might cop a little bit of like smack for, but I think it works well in B tier. I like shiny Stantler for some reason, and I can't pretend like I don't. Logan, thank you so much for the $20. Oh my gosh, that is so, so sweet. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Logan. Wanted to show some appreciation. I've followed your content for a while, but only second stream I've caught. Keep doing what you're doing, and thanks for making me laugh with your reactions on days I didn't think I could smile. Oh, that's going to make me cry. Logan, that is so, so sweet. Thank you so much for the kind words and for the $20. I appreciate that so much. I'm glad that you've been enjoying the streams, and I'm glad that at least the reactions can bring a little bit of joy in your day. That's so, so sweet of you to say. And hopefully I can keep on doing that for you. But thank you so much. That is so, so kind. Thank you. Guys, I'm going to get emotional. Thank you, Logan. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you. Like, genuinely. That is so kind of you to say. It's been awesome having you as part of the community, honestly. Yeah, I mean, Stantler for me, I like it. I put it in B. I'm not mad at it. Spinal Wolfeon, hello. Welcome, welcome. Is this the Wolfeon? Great to see you in a stream. Stantler, I love the green, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know why. I actually really like Stantler Shiny. I'm putting it in B. I'm sorry. I might even, on the right day, I might be tempted to put it in A tier for some reason. I'm actually not a fan of shiny Espeon green. It's not a color that should be neon, in my opinion. No, that's valid feel. For some reason, for me, the radioactive Espeon works. I don't know why. Grinch Stantler, it is, Joey. It kind of is, and I kind of love it. I found a few of those shiny Stantlers and evolved one into a shiny Rhydia. Oh, nice. I like that. I need to actually get a Rhydia myself, so very cool. Ooh, this is a fun one. Shiny Smeagol. I love shiny Smeagol so much. I think this is a very, 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 very creative shiny. For some reason, to me, the fact that like the green turns red and even the paw print on the back, that's like the little Stantler paw print, like goes from green to the red that the shiny goes. I really, 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 really like this shiny. I don't know if I put it in S. I almost want to put it in S tier because I really like it. So I think for me, I'm going to put Smeagol in S. Yeah, why not? I was thinking A, but the more I talk about it and the more I think about it, I really like the shiny, and I think this is one of those ways where shiny Pokemon has been like utilized really well because, you know, it's an artist. It's got a different color paint on it. I like that idea. I almost think like, imagine if they were able to do like, instead of a green paint or a red paint, they could have other shinies where it could be like a blue paint or a pink paint or something. I think that would be really, really cool. Yeah, Akira, I'm in the same boat as you. Who dunked the Espeon in the glowing sea? I want to name. Hats off anyone who gets that. I feel like I don't. I'm so sorry. Oh no. But now we have Tyrogue and Hitmontop. Now, these are some fantastic shinies. I love these shinies. I think they both look really, really good. I like the way that the skin tone changes to like that more grayish, like, I don't even know what you would call that color. Like, it's like a gray cream sort of color. I don't even know how to explain it. I really like it though in contrast with the pink and the blue that they use. I think these are really good shinies in my opinion, and ones I want to also hunt for the channel soon because they just look so nice. So for me, I think that they go in S tier. I wouldn't change them. I genuinely think that they did a great job with them. I think they deserve their spot in S tier. For me, I love them. I think they look absolutely fantastic. Wolfion says, great to be here, but unfortunately it's almost 4 a.m, so I've got to go to sleep, got to go to work, but I couldn't go to sleep without saying goodnight, Buttercup. Oh, Wolfion, that's super sweet. Well, I appreciate you a lot, and I appreciate you popping in to say goodbye. I hope you have a wonderful sleep too, and I hope that you have an amazing day at work tomorrow. It was awesome having you in the stream here today. It's my guy, the Beyblade. That's it. I think they deserve S, for sure. I think they look really, really good. That's funny. I found 2 of them before. I believe they were both from the Savannah biome. Nice, Jordan. That's awesome. Oh, that's sweet, Logan. I love how Shiny Tyrogue has different colored pants and shoes. It's so cool. It is really cool. Like, they nailed it. I love it so much. Why is Elekid so tiny? I honestly don't know. I have no idea why it is. Look, now it's 3 absolutely useless Pokemon that shouldn't have even been made, in my opinion. Oh, Spheal, that hurts. I'm going to be honest. I love Smoochum, but I have to be honest about the shiny. It hurts to put Smoochum there because I am actually a Smoochum lover. I think Smoochum is very cute. However, I think the shiny is very lacking, which is super, 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 super sad for me because I want to put it higher. I want to put it higher, but I know that it's not right to do that. And honestly, the same has to go for Elekid. Elekid was my first shiny in Legends Arceus. I actually only caught that it was shiny because the sparkles showed up. If you guys watch that video, you'll see I was very confused. I was like, I think that's a shiny. And I was like, I'm going to act like this is a shiny. Like, I'm going to treat this like this is a shiny. It might not be. And then this will, you know, this will all be thrown in the trash and no one even knows what I'm talking about. No one will see me have this moment where I'm like thinking I'm seeing a shiny, but I'm not. But it was a shiny and I didn't even realize. I was really excited once I found it because apparently I have this weird thing when I play through games. If I'm going to find a shiny that I'm not hunting, it's always going to be a subtle one. Like I got Igglybuff, I got Elekid. Like there's been a few that I found that are just really subtle. And I'm like, you know what? That's probably the best way to find a subtle shiny. It's just on your adventure, not even looking for it, you know? So, I mean, for me, I'm putting it in D tier, which is kind of sad. Tyrogue is definitely one of my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. Oh, shinies? Yeah, no, it's super clean. Shiny Zigzagoon is an ice popsicle. Am I the only one who sees that? It's literally ice pop that decided to become a living organism. I could kind of see that. I could kind of see that for sure. Smoochum and D, good. It's so sad to put it there, but the shiny just, that's where it belongs. Of course, Wolfion, you have a good night too. Smoochum's existence is scary. It's definitely a strange one, isn't it? But I like it. I don't know why. It's kind of like Bruxish for me. All right, Butter, this is my last Regice check of the night. Wish me luck, and then I'm glad to go to bed. I'm EP. Good night, Butter. Thanks for being awesome. Oh, of course, Phil. I'm wishing you all the luck. I hope you get those sparkles on Regice soon. Thank you for being awesome, and take care, okay? I never hunt subtle shinies, but I have so many. Oh, Akira, that's kind of what I feel like. Like, I feel like I'm leaving a lot of the subtle ones for later, but for some reason, Pokemon's making them find their way to me. I failed my first shiny because I didn't know what the sparkles meant. My first game was white and I found a shiny Floatzel and I saw the sparkles, but since it was my first game, I didn't know what it meant. And Floatzel isn't the most notable, so easily missed, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I was going to say Floatzel is definitely on the more subtle side. If anything, you might just think, oh, maybe just weirdly it's a little bit more like pale or whatever, you know? So that's very sad, but I don't know if you ever reclaimed it, but I'm sure that you will. I found my shiny Elekid in the Alabaster Icelands, if you remember correctly. That's so cool. I'm glad you're able to find it. Now we have my favorite of these 3, and it has to be our little baby Magby. I think it looks the best out of all 3 of them in terms of the shiny. So I think for me, I'm going to give it a C. It's not horrible. I think this sprite also doesn't do it the most justice. I feel like I remember liking it a little bit more, but just because I can't be 100% sure on what it looks like, I'm going to put it in C for now because I'm like, oh, maybe it's B tier, but right now from my brain just not working, I'll stick it in C, but if it's a little bit more vibrant than that, I would bump it up to a B, but I think that's where I sit on that one for now. I fainted my first shiny in Gen 2 because I thought it was a glitch. Oh no, Akira, I know a few people have said that they've had something similar, which is such a heartbreaking thing. Right, I'm going to bed. It's 3 a.m. Thanks for being my favorite content creator to binge watch while I shiny hunt Pokemon. I swear I'll get the shiny Marini. Oh, of course, Mark. Well, I'm glad that I'm able to keep you company. Have a wonderful sleep, and I wish you luck on that Marini. I hope you get the sparkles soon, okay? Have a great sleep. All right, now getting here to our last few Pokemon, and this is a Pokemon that I know has a lot of controversy around it, but we're talking about shinies here. By the record, I will say Miltank is, I love Miltank. I think Miltank's a very cool Pokemon. I actually have a plushie of Miltank. The shiny, oh my gosh, I love shiny Miltank, you guys. I love it. I think the blue looks amazing. I actually like the brown that they used and that they didn't change it to like, or keep it black. I think that the brown with the blue weirdly works super, super well for me with this shiny. So maybe you see this coming, maybe you don't. But it's going in S tier for me. I think Miltank for me personally is an easy S tier. I think it looks fantastic. So I'm happy to stick that in S, and that's where I think it belongs. My first shiny Minior blew itself up. Oh no, Goober, that's so sad. I really want to hunt Minior. I really, really do, but I'm kind of worried about that. You may be surprised to hear this, but I was a stupid kid. No, I don't believe that at all, Akira. I think you would have been big brain. Shiny Miltank is best boy. Ew, Miltank. See, that's those two comments right there. Exactly wrap up the opinions of Miltank. Exactly what it is. You either love it or you hate it. I personally love it. I think Miltank's a very cute Pokemon. I can get past, you know, the 4 things maybe getting in the way of other people liking that because it's based on a cow. Cows have that. Cows are cute. You know what I mean? Like, we're not looking at it in a weird way. I just think it's a cool Pokemon and I love the shiny. I got my first plushies a while ago from Pokemon Center and I love them. I got a Dragonite, my favorite Pokemon, Articuno, my favorite legend, and Lapras, like I told you, all ice types. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. Well, the Dragonite, they're not all ice types. I get what you mean. I misread that. Sorry, Logan, but I'm very jealous. That is so exciting. Ooh, now we have Blissey. This hurts, man. I love Blissey. I love Blissey. Blissey as a Pokemon is so cute. I love it so much. I think it is adorable. It was a great addition to the Chansey line. However, we are here to rate the shiny, which I don't even want to look at myself do this right now. But it's where it's got to be. It's where it's got to be just because if I didn't do that, I feel like everyone would be mad at me. And honestly, like even I know deep down within my own heart of hearts, as much as I like that it's still pink and white, it's a shiny Pokemon and it just doesn't give that it's shiny, you know? So I've got to put it in D. As much as my heart breaks, it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. What if Blissey could learn Final Game? But that would be kind of funny. I hate that thing since competitive. Very valid. Very, very valid indeed. But now I think we can ease off from the pain of shiny Blissey and get into some final bangers here because we're getting into the Legendaries, which... Raikou. We're starting off with Raikou. We're starting off strong. I mean, I think that for all 3 of these, I can comfortably rate them all in the exact same tier because I like Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. I think all have amazing shinies. I think Entei is the most subtle, but weirdly, even though it's the most subtle, I think that it's the perfect change for that shiny. You guys know Suicune's actually my favorite legendary Pokemon, so there's no way I could look at that shiny and say that that's not good. Like, it's genuinely a beautiful shiny. I feel like it almost lends itself more to its typing, which I think is super cool. So I think I can comfortably say all 3 of the legendary beast dogs, they can go in S tier for sure. Shout Toad, hello, good to see you when I'm at school, of course. Oh, I'm sorry, Shout. I'll keep the VOD up so if you want to check it out later, but good to get to see you. Yeah, Logan, I've realized that Trico's gone missing. I've probably moved it somewhere else on accident, but it'll be there by the time we get to the Gen 3 tier list, so don't even worry about that. All 3 are S tier. I agree. Yes, the Suedo legendary. Oh my gosh. Now this one. Ooh, they're all kind of subtle, to be honest. I think, yes, subtle, but in a way that looks good. Like, they're not subtle as in like you can't notice it, but they're subtle in a way that it fits the design and it's not like screaming in your face, I'm shiny, but also it's like, yeah, I'm different, you know, which I like it. Okay, now here we have, this is my brother's favorite Pokemon line, which is Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar. Specifically, Tyranitar is his favorite. It's the Godzilla-based Pokemon. These are all really cool Pokemon. These are all really, really cool Pokemon, and I really like the shinies for all of them. I know Larvitar almost has like a similar shiny change to Pikachu in the way that I feel like it just kind of saturates the colors. And for some reason, I seem to like that because I think for me, Larvitar goes in S tier. I love seeing Larvitar. I need to shiny hunt it, honestly. I need to do this whole line, but I kind of want to see if I can get Brother Cup to cameo for Tyranitar when we finally hunt that, but I won't hold my breath on it. However, I do really like the shiny line. Pupitar is super, super cool. For some reason though, I wish that the purple of Pupitar would have been the exact same as the purple on Tyranitar's little chest bit there. I think that would have made it look super, super good. However, I mean, the red on the eyes, I do like that a lot. Is it just that it's this sprite specifically? I think it might be that this is just a little bit more vibrant. I'm going to be honest, I would, you know what? I'd be actually happy to give that an S tier. I like it. I do like it. Like I said, maybe turn the purple down a little bit, but I think that would be very, very cool. And I think, you know, Tyranitar, same thing. Probably the most subtle shiny I have on this list today is the Tyranitar, but I think it's a really good one at that. So I'll take that. What's my favorite Sweater Legendary line? That's really tough. I would probably say maybe the Tyranitar line or maybe the Goodra line. It's tough for me to pick though. They are solid, Stephen. I agree. I have to give Larvitar A tier mainly because I got the shiny on my first egg. The only thing holding it back is the color. No, that is completely valid, Akira. S tier is the rest. I was going to say, you guys see the last 3 we got to go through today, and they are looking very good. I got a shiny Larvitar in Mount Silver. I could tell the difference easily. For sure, Moshi. It's such a good one. Just came over. Hi, Marie. Good to see you. We're just wrapping up with our last 3 favorites here, and then we're going to do a little wrap up and then close it out. Brother Cup is such a sweet nickname for your brother. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. It's really stuck. It's really stuck, I think. And for it is indeed above A tier. I am content. It is. It belongs. It belongs in the S tier for sure. I love Goodra too. Kalos is my favorite gen, so I have such a soft spot for it. No, that is completely valid. I really like Goodra a lot. I think it's so cute. Okay, guys. Well, down to our final 3 Pokemon here, and I mean, do I even need to like talk through this with you guys? I mean, we've got the beautiful pink Lugia, which is just a gorgeous shiny, one of my favorite shiny Pokemon. Ho-Oh is so majestic. It gets like gold and silver, and it just looks so nice. Like, it's genuinely probably the best shiny they could have made with like the color palette they came up with for Ho-Oh. I don't think they could have done anything better than what we got. Like, it looks so good. I love it so much. And then Celebi. Let me just check. I have 3 different shiny Celebi plushies. 3 of them. And I have the shiny Celebi Japanese card. Shiny Celebi might be my favorite shiny mythical. It just might be. Honestly, it looks so good. So of course, we don't want to do that. So of course, it's going to go into S tier, because if I didn't do S tier, would that be even right? Would that even be acceptable? Like, it wouldn't be. I would understand if you guys never watched me again if I put Celebi any lower than an S. Like, you know when we were talking about Pokemon that deserve to go above S? That's Celebi. Celebi is perfect in every single way, shape, and form. You can't debate me on it. You can't change my mind on it. I think it's great. And for me, that is our shiny tier list. All right, let me see if I can zoom out here and get a better look on this for you guys. Just because I know that when they're all on the screen like that, it can kind of be a little bit hard to see them all. So let me just check. Sorry, my stream is a little bit delayed on my end, so I'm trying to make sure I've got everything here. Is that it? We've got a little ad on the side. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. And there we go. Oh, okay. I think that's it. There we go. We've got everything on the screen there. That'll be perfect. And there we go, guys. There is our shiny tier list for Gen 2 completed. Took me a little bit to get to this one after we did Gen 1, but like I said, these streams, it's a lot of me talking, and it's a lot of me kind of breaking down my opinion on every single Pokemon. And honestly, like, I want to kind of take my time when I talk about my favorite Pokemon, or when I talk about any Pokemon, because, you know, I don't want to get slack with it, which is why I'm not just sitting down and doing all generations in one go, and I'm doing them one generation at a time, because I want to make sure that my brain is just able to kind of like really concentrate and give as fair of an evaluation on my honest opinion about Pokemon. So, you know, it's hard because I know that it might be hard to see Pokemon that you really like being rated lower, or maybe I put Pokemon higher that you think deserve to go. But just for my own feeling and in what I like, and my own nostalgia and my own set of eyes of what I find pleasant, this is definitely what I think is my solid overall opinion. And I mean, like I said, there might be a couple here or there that would go up or down depending on the sprite on the game. But overall, I think Gen 2 is really solid for shinies, and they did an amazing job. Yeah, there is a lot of S tier shinies in Gen 2. They did fantastic, I think. Base tier list? I'm sorry, guys. I just had to go with my heart on this one. There is a lot of yellow in the lower tiers. If it's intentional yellow, like, you know, how we've got Azumarill up here, and I think Ho-Oh you can say that is like a yellow, and even Hoot. These ones all rank high, but I feel like it's because it looks more intentional. Whereas, like I said, for some reason for me, when it's more of like that sepia washed out tone, they're just not my favorite. And I knew that from the start. Before I even started doing the tier list, I knew that that would be the case, so I hope you guys don't mind. Shiny SP on S tier is valid. I'm glad you guys think so. Goodbye, Stephen. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day as well. Dawn, thank you so much for the $20. Oh my gosh, I forgive you for Noctowl. Love seeing the stream. Encourages me to stream more. I think you're the reason that I've warmed up to the color pink, because I remember not liking the color at all, but I'll take it. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Dawn. I'm glad that I'm able to spread the pink love around. At least a little bit more. I mean, I get if it's not your favorite, but I'm glad that you can, you know, appreciate it a little bit. That's so awesome. And thank you for saying that about the streaming. I'm really glad and flattered that it's been able to help encourage you with making more content and stuff, because I think that too. I look at people who are putting out amazing content and stuff, and it inspires me, you know, a lot as well. And like, I mean, even just checking out your videos, like you can see like you're making amazing progress with it. So it's awesome to see you sticking it out and just keep going with it. So thank you as always for the support, Don. I really do appreciate that. And thank you for the forgiveness on the Noctowl. I'm sorry. At least you can't say I'm lying. At least you can say I'm being consistent with my opinions here. Gen 2 almost does make better shinies than Gen 1, and that's embarrassing to Gen 9, which is kind of sad. I'm interested to see, though, when we get up to Gen 9 eventually. Anyways, see you. Sorry I didn't appear early in the stream. No, that's okay, Joker. No need to apologize. It was great to get to see you at all. Thanks for being part of the stream. I'm more shocked about Noctowl than Pikachu. Really? I thought it would have been the other way around, but I guess I've really hurt some hearts here. I'm sorry, guys. And like I said, it'll probably be a little bit, but we will eventually do Gen 3 as well. Not sure when, because tomorrow will be the variety stream that I have planned for you guys. Like I said, I'm thinking I'll start around 10 tomorrow in the morning, but it might be a little bit earlier. It might be a time. Hopefully it won't be too much later than that, but that's roughly what I'm going to be going for. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for something different. It's going to be really fun. I think oh, my bad, I read that. Thanks for the stream. Have a good night or day. It's almost 7 here in Queensland, Australia, so my bad if it's day wherever you are. No, you're all good, Logan. No stress at all. I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Well, you said it's night. A wonderful night for you too, Logan. My bad. Me talking about Pokemon for so long, I'm like, okay, my brain can't think of anything else. But you have a wonderful night as well, and thank you for being part of the stream, and thank you again for the support, Logan. I'm glad, Don, and I appreciate that you accept the honesty. Thank you, Joey. I appreciate that. Kira says, thanks for the stream, Buttercup. I think I can be here tomorrow. See ya. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Kira. Hopefully, if anything, I get to see you pop in at least for a little bit. If not, don't stress. It's good to get at least have seen you today, okay? So take care and have a good rest of your day and night as well. Yes, Akira, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as well. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Good evening to you as well, Marie. Thank you guys almost so much for keeping me company here. Goodbye, Goober. You guys are all awesome. I feel like I should still say good luck on all your shiny hunts, even though this wasn't a shiny hunting stream. But thank you for keeping me company during this one. It was a lot of fun. W stream, and I hope you have a good night. Thank you, Shiny Moshi. It was a really good stream. Thank you guys for being such a good crowd. Oh, Frank, we're just finishing up the stream now, but thank you for popping in. You have a wonderful Friday as well. You guys are all awesome, and I will catch you guys all tomorrow for our next stream, which is going to be really fun. I'm really excited to see you guys then, okay? So until then, have a good one, guys. Bye!